Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 10th point, season 8, week 9. I am the Red Mage, and joining me on the line this week, as for most week, are Gosmith
Hello.
and
Unlike
Zanti,
Teferi,
whose
we're always
camera is
late.
not currently working. I do not know why that is. Maybe we will get to fix that.
That would be because I haven't signed into Google Hangouts yet,
Uh, Hi,
which will
everybody.
happen momentarily.
So we are a bit fashionably late, as one might call it. We had to ask a friend to join us as the 8th player, so we could actually run today. People have been a bit slow at signing up, so we didn't know quite if we were going to have enough people. So that is why we are in fact a bit late. For those of you who are viewing us live,
I have a camera now.
wow, impressive. So, I think this is about as good as time as to mention it. This is the 9th out of 10 weeks, which means that next week will be a 10th, and then after that we will have our second special qualifier, which we will have more info coming up about in the coming week. And outside that, once we have the special qualifier, and we will announce who will be the finalist, and then we'll figure out a finals time with them. And then that'll be announced as well, both on the Discord and presumably also on our website. Speaking of which, we actually have a website. We can find all the kinds of information about us. We are the 10th point. We do these weekly Canadian Highlander tournaments. Canadian Highlander is a 100 card singleton format, where instead of a banned list, we have a points list, which allows you to only play some of the very best cards, like the Power 9 have different amount of points, 7 for Black Lotus, 3 for the most of the boxes, actually for all of the boxes of the Power 9 boxes. So if you want to play 2 boxes and a Black Lotus, sadly you cannot, but you can play 3 boxes and something that costs 1. You can play a box of Black Lotus, and that way we balance out, not having just everyone play blue and storm and moxes, and just going off being vintage but singleton. If you're interested in what you are seeing here, we have a Discord for everything Canadian Highlander, where you can find any info you may want about the format, or you can talk about deck ideas you have, or just find people to play with. It is the best place to find someone to play with online, whether they be in paper on MTGO, like we're going to be playing today, or somewhere else. Likewise, if you're interested in joining us, we do actually have our. Actually, correct me, Red Mage. Do we have the next event command ready?
We do. I
We
got
do, in
it.
fact.
I got it ready to go
Oh yeah,
while
I
we
do see it's
were.
actually prior. Yeah, we have our next event. It's already there. The link to the MTG Melee page is there. You can sign up already now if you feel like it. And if you are interested in helping us out, we do in fact really enjoy your subscriptions. And if you have a Twitch Prime subscription, then that is a great way to get some value out of that additional content you get from a Amazon account, and give that free subscription you have lying around to someone, because it's better used in that way instead of just lying around, and you're going to make someone happy. It doesn't have to be us, just make sure you're using someone. With all that out of the way, we'll be playing a 4-round Swiss tournament once again. And I think that's about it. I think we have the players ready, I presume. Ready and raring to go. So I think we should get some pairings done on this. There's something I've forgotten.
And pairings are up. Sorry that
Love this stuff.
took a second. What do we want to take a look at?
Let's see what we have actually. So I'm actually thinking something here. So I mentioned we have a person who's taking our 8th spot as our resident filler. That would be Lowman 02, who you probably heard on commentary here once or twice if you've been around a good bit.
Can
He's a
Loman
format stable,
can
and
Loman
he's
show his
currently
hand?
borrowing a.
Can Loman show his hand?
That is actually a good question. I don't know. That is a really good question. He has, I believe, screen shared at least before in Discord, so he's definitely, I believe so. I remember him doing so when playing other plays like characters. So contact him about that. See if that's an option.
He is saying that he is
Lowman
not set
says
up
he's
to
not.
share his hand, which is fine.
He's what?
Let's go watch somebody else then.
And then let's see what else we have. We have Bailite and Evios, Brahms and Necro, and UnusualThunder and Luca. I could go for the UnusualThunder Luca matchup definitely,
I was about
but
to
I could
make the
also
same
see Brahms
suggestion.
Necro. I would like to not feature Bailite unless we have to, considering Bailite did get a bit of a spotlight shown on him last time around. It was the Bailite
75%.
special, so to say. So I'm not sure, Santi, which one would you prefer? Santi, what do you think? The
Down to watch
Thunder Luca
Luca.
matchup?
That's fine. Sorry, I'm dealing with pairings as well at this point.
Absolutely. Lovely stuff. So, speaking of our players, I'm just gonna see. So it's Luca and UnusualThunder. I currently do not have a deck list, but if we make some presumptions, as has been pretty successful these last couple of weeks, UnusualThunder most likely. Now I'm thinking of somewhere else. UnusualThunder has actually been switching decks a good bit. We've seen it on like Grixis, Full Color, Blue Red Moon. I think some other decks as well. I can't quite remember.
I need you to give me a second, but I know what deck he's on. She's on,
Yeah.
so I'll.
Yeah. Luca, on the other hand, I'm just gonna make a assumption. Luca has been known to switch decks a lot, but this season we've seen them play literally one deck, and that is their version of a
They
Johnny
played a
Aqua deck.
different deck. Luca played a different deck last week.
Did they? Oh my!
Yeah, they were on like this
Lifegain.
Lifegain monstrosity.
That's correct. They did. I forgot.
Um,
You're right. They might actually be in that again, trying that out again. A tuned version of what they played in last season's finals, perhaps.
the deck you
Also, for the record,
absolutely love.
UnusualThunder is in fact on.
Is on Blue Moon.
And
Is that what
they just got started, so let's watch some action.
Just for clarity, you said they were on Blue Moon, correct?
Yes.
Lovely stuff.
Looks like Blue Moon versus Euro deck.
Oh,
That's
is
it.
Luca on like the fire control pile?
There's a Euro in their hand.
I mean, they were playing like redless.
There's a Mentor. Why is this
Mentor
Mentor in
stuff
their
last
hand?
round? If I remember
Maybe they just copied Stompy's deck. Maybe they're like, you know what? I'm just gonna play fire control. Wizards is playing a billion absolutely dumb cards, so I'm just gonna put all of them in a deck and see what happens.
So two things. So that is definitely Euro to left, correct? I'm just making sure.
That is Euro. Yes.
Yeah. And that is in fact full color nonsense. It's still a pretty appropriate title. But interestingly, I wouldn't expect to see Conclave Mentor out of the deck playing like Euro and Loxodon Smiters. That's a
yeah, that's what card that
curious
surprised me.
choice.
My guess is it's some combo piece that they used to win the game with, but
yeah, I think it's either a combo piece for some sort of say Heliod Ballista combo or something like that.
Yeah. Or they could just
I
have
guess that
some.
one technically doesn't need it, but
they could just have some sort of +1/+1 counter synergy. Maybe that's what the deck is about. But
yeah, I was gonna say that's a chance too. Like
I disliked this ordering by Luca. I just want to mention this real quick. Because of the way Luca fetched the first two turns, Luca was first to fetch a swamp here in order to be able to cast this Ravenous Ship of Copper next turn if needed. But this also means that Luca is going to have to draw another land in order to.
Yeah, I would actually quite love to see this Spider come down here. I'm not sure about you. Like, that's just like your opponent left 3 mana open. And don't give them a chance to use that counter spell. Just slam a 4/4 and be like, here you go. Deal with it. I think
the 4/4 is interesting because mana is completely left up.
Yeah, like even if you get the Gaia's Cradle in play, it's gonna add 0 mana unless you use it in response to Ura dying, in which case not worth much of this turn either way.
Also, there is something interesting, right? Which is like if the only thing that was happening was 4-color nonsense, we saw Stompy's list is 4 colors, no black. Whereas this is 4 colors, not red.
Yeah, correct.
So it's playing stuff like Blackland's
list is much more of a like control list with like some land sub themes. Lucas just feels like a very green mid-range pile.
He's playing Corridor Monitor.
I give up. Luca has gone like full on Fibrain, and I'm just not seeing the
Hitting a prismatic
here playing Vanifar, but
wait,
no pod.
Vanifar combo? Oh my!
But there's no pod. Just a Vanifar.
I am.
This is Time Walk combo.
Oh, he's playing Time
This
Walk.
is the Spellseeker Time Walk combo.
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, we have a great Twitch command called that, or exclamation point Time Walk.
This is why you look at the points first, usually, if it's not a very obvious deck. Because that can give you some real good clues for what people are playing.
Well, MTG Melee doesn't have the capability of putting a description in the thing, so like we don't have a good way of looking.
Just to go a bit over what happened here, we did see the Ewood come down here. I think it got back what exactly here? What did it actually get back?
It got back Prismatic Vista, which was an interesting choice as for what land you get back.
Yeah,
it kind of needs to fetch a swamp, but you don't want to fetch another basic swamp. I imagine Luke is playing like 8 basics of each type. Yeah, so like, I'm sure he has them, but
we're just seeing Jace and now the Monarchy on the Thunder side here, just like going, yeah, you're not gonna resolve any relevant spells here. There's another Jason hat. Karaga's got about any legendaries. Like, we're just gonna grind this one out and draw all the cards.
I think what you do here is you start off by playing Guides, Credo, and casting Sylvan, Carriage. And basically that puts them at a spot where they can't counter the Sylvan Carriage because they really need to save their counter spell for your 3-drop that you're about to play after it.
3 or 4
and so that lets you resolve that, and then after you resolve that, you play
you have the choice of Deputy to get rid of the Jays or the
if
Smiter.
they counter it, then you play the Deputy. If you don't counter it, then you play the Smiter here. But I think that you need to start off with the Carriage just to try and get the counterspell to be drawn out. You could have also, if you're like just wanted to play both 3-drops, you could have played the Smiter first, and that guarantees it to resolve, and then after that you can play the Deputy. I think playing the Deputy first, which is wholly incorrect here.
I have a question for you all. How many basics do y'all think Luca has in his deck?
I think we discussed it last time. It was like 4.
Like I think Luca has 8.
I have just been disproven already.
Luca's deck contains 10 basics.
Yeah, that is a tap it all what I'd be doing, but it's unreasonable.
It's unreasonable for a 4-color deck. I play 4 basics in my 3-color deck. Like,
yeah, I think 4 is. I think 4 basics is all the basics.
I'm gonna be contrarian there and say, depending on what type of 3-color deck you're playing, that might be way too low.
No, like I think it's absolutely
mid-range aggro deck kind of thing. Like if you're playing John aggro, you probably shouldn't be more than 3 or 4 basics in your land, or like mid-range. If you're playing control, you can safely have a lot more. I do think I'm not sure how much of a budget thing it is. I know that Luca isn't insanely budget heavy, but I'm also pretty sure they're not spending money left and right.
The problem is that the deck is trying to cast Gearing of the Triads, Cryptic Command, and Chandra Torch of Defiance in the same deck, right? So you need a large number of non-basics in order to be able to support
this. Are you looking at the right list? Because I'm missing the part where they're playing Chandra Torch of Defiance.
Is this a 5-color deck?
No, I'm pretty sure. Oh, this is actually a Chandra in there, then Jesus Christ.
No, not Luca's deck. I'm talking about Team's deck. Luca's deck is not trying to cast all of those cards. Any of those cards, in fact. I don't think it's card that has Cryptic Command either.
Fair enough.
Well, I think you have more room to put basics in your deck if you're green, because green can actually fetch them. But like if you're playing Jeskai, I think that you just cannot afford to
The other thing
play.
is you often play monocolor lands that are not basics in your deck. Like Caracas is a land that you will play in your deck that's not a basic.
Yeah, or like, the what is it? The Seagate Restoration, right? Is also a mono hologram. It's not
Mystic
So
Sanctuary.
interesting thing that happened here that I
that
just want to like quickly talk about is that we saw the Reflector Mage bouncing the Fairy Vandal instead of actually playing the Chupacabra and just getting rid of it. And then of course we see Adloxodon come down, try and put some pressure on, I presume. Thunder's still sitting with a bunch of counterspells in
I
hand.
did like that sequencing. I do say, like, there's been 2 turns here where I've just disliked the sequencing by Luca and which creatures Luca's casting when, and I think it's made a huge impact on this game. These
Yeah.
very small things have made huge impacts. This is just gonna get very vandaled and then
Yeah,
blocked.
no, Fairy Vandal is going to come down here. You need to block the Reflector Mage. You can't let them get the Monarch.
Yeah.
Because you're not
No,
going to
they're
get it back.
attacking Jace here. You can't let them kill Jace here.
I mean, Refractor Mage
No,
has 1 power,
no,
so
so
no
Jace
Jace would
Arctic
die. But
like the thought was actually activated here, which means the Reflector Mage gets reduced to 1 power. So if they're attacking either of your Planeswalkers, I think I'll just let it through. But if attacking you, they might take the Monarch, which you really do not want.
I like starting with the wall here. The wall is a good start.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Although I don't like playing Choops here. That's just me. I kind of liked playing
I think if
Myers
you play the
Titan.
Chupacabra here, that's telling me, oh, you should probably do that before. Do you have them? No, because if you play the, could you play the Wall of Omens and still play? Yeah, if you play the Wall, if you resolve the Wall of Omens, then you should still be able to get enough mana for both Chupacabra and Smiter. Am I correct? 4,
No, you're not. You're down 1
5,
here.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Maybe depending
Yes,
when
you
they
could. You
tap.
could. Assuming no counterspell, you could actually. You would
1,
have exactly 9 mana, which is
2,
what you need. It's awkward,
3,
and you get
4,
gotten by
5,
like
6,
spell snare.
7, 8. No, you only get 8 mana
You have
because
so you
Wall
have
of Omens
4 mana
resolves.
with your non-Gaia's Cradle. You have 4 mana when your Gaia's Cradle when your Wall of Omens resolves, and you have 1 from your
Oh, you have your Sylvan Carriage.
Sylvan.
do you
But
think
that's not
that
actually enough.
it was correct for Unusual Thunder to choose the non-Blood Moon pile here?
What were the 2 piles I didn't see?
So we have Blood
Muyan
Moon,
Ling and
and
Yang
we have
Pyromancer was a pile,
yeah.
and Blood Moon was the other pile.
It was what 3 cards?
So Muyang Ling, Skydancer, and Young Pyromancer was pile 1, and pile 2 was exactly the card Blood Moon. And that's it.
Yeah,
Because I'm slamming the
I
Blood Moon
don't.
there. Is just
I
what I'm
don't
saying.
like Blood Moon here.
I do quite like getting the Pyromancer down here though, for what it's worth. It's a
The
great way to
problem
just
with
throw a bunch
Blood
of
Moon is
creatures
your
away.
opponent has 2 basics currently, and they have the Sylvan Carriage on board, so it's essentially 2 basic swamps, so they can cast any black spell in their deck.
Yeah.
Plus 1, so that plus
Right, I forgot about the
Sylvan Knight,
clarity.
I do agree.
which allows them to
Don't get me
cast
wrong.
any monocolor or black X spell.
I
Right?
think had it been like a turn prior and your opponent still had like 3 cards in hand, I'd be more than happy to slap it and just ruin that Gaia's Cradle. But like your opponent's sitting with 1 card in hand, they have green man, they have black mana, and 1 mana of any color. That should presumably allow them to cast a good bit of their cards. It will also like, with what you've seen, stop a good bit of the cards. So it's not like it's bad by any means, but
I'm surprised
you are
that we didn't see
sacrificing
the Pyromancer hit the board here.
I'm not sure why we
Leaving up
tapped
5
out of
mana,
our.
so that's counterspell the Nimble Obstructionist, I would
I
assume.
suppose so.
Yeah.
I think I would have loved to honestly just have seen the Pyromancer come down here and then held up as a Fiery Impulse. Not sure why we tapped the red mana.
They didn't have the Fire Impulse in hand when.
No, but like they drew it. Oh, they drew it from the Monarchy. Of
they
course.
drew it
Yeah,
from
I
the
forget.
Monarchy, yeah. So
Yeah,
they
that makes more
didn't
sense.
know that they would have
Yeah,
Fire
that's much
Impulse
more
to bail them
reasonable.
out when when they made the decisions for their turn.
Yeah, absolutely. See, this is the problem with the mana. Like you can't cast both now, even though you have so much mana. You're forced to play one of them due to the fact you're playing like double Swarm in your 4-color deck.
You can play Euro from your graveyard.
You could, and that's probably the correct play, honestly. And that seems to be, what is in fact coming into play here.
Yeah, I mean,
Euro
it
actually
sits
another
under
card, that they would not have
Caracas.
cast.
Oh, Remand is gross here.
Yeah, Rieman's not bad.
Absolutely disgusting.
Honestly, Remand is the same thing as Counterspell here.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is disgusting.
In
Well,
fact,
no.
I would say Remand is worse than Counterspell by a fair amount.
Yeah, you delay it by a good bit to be recast, and it's more expensive to cast.
Remand is better for Luca than Counterspell is for Luca.
Yeah, agreed. There's even the argument, if you really want to go deep, just Caracas it and then play.
Yeah, because I guess his graveyard is empty. Is the thing that. Oh, hello. I would like some more cards.
Graveyard's empty, and like Remand just lets you get the value of casting.
Yeah, of casting the front half. Yeah.
Draw a card from it.
I mean, I don't think it matters too much. This game is mega over, but
this game was mega over when Luca failed to correctly sequence casting the creatures into this Jace to prioritize killing the Jace. What Luca looked like he was doing was Luca cast creatures to get the most value out of the creatures in the order they were casting them, assuming none of them got countered. But assuming they get countered, you need to prioritize killing the Jace.
Yeah, plus it's like, it doesn't matter how much value your creatures generate, you're not gonna keep up with the Jace, so like you kinda need to get that off the board before.
Yeah. And like, if there weren't counter spells in Unusual Thunder's hand, Luca was probably fine, but I do think when you're playing Blue Moon, your opponent has a Jace and there's untapped mana, you gotta assume there's some amount of counter spells in that hand. And boy, this Time Walk is getting countered. Can you get your opponent to counter it by casting Euro? The question.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Your opponent has 28 counter spells in hand.
Your opponent has one counter spell.
They
have a Mystic Confluence, sure.
Yeah,
but
and the plus, if you're trying to double spell, like now you eat a Misculk, which is the worst at eating a Misculk on turn 9.
But there's like 4 mana over here for Luca. Misculk doesn't do anything.
Oh yeah, that's a Gaia's Cradle, never mind.
And now you actually get a turn where your opponent's tapped out. But there's a disallow, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, you don't get a turn where your opponent's tapped out because you don't get another turn.
No one gets another turn because this game is over. Looking at this hand, Luca's hand is garbage and he needs to pull it. Marco, as a Blue Moon enthusiast, what's your opinion of a card I saw in Unusual Thunder's first hand? It was the Modal land that had the 3 mana sorcery or 3 mana instant that lets you look 6 and find an instant or sorcery at instant speed. Comes out the card.
It's a defensible. I haven't played it. I haven't been loving it. The only spell land that I'm playing right now is Shatter Skull Smashing. And I have considered playing Spikefit Hazard because playing red non-basics, playing non-basic stuff for red mana is better than playing non-basic stuff for blue mana in the deck because that doesn't screw you up as much as Blood Moon. The problem is that you still have a lot of pressure not to put too many non-basics in your deck because you're also trying to support back to basics, which is a concern with putting all of these lands in your deck that aren't truly lands. So I've only put in the very best one, which is Shatter Skull Smashing. Yeah. Basically, that's the conclusion I arrived at.
So it seems like the blue one's an interesting choice, but I just don't think it does enough, and it's over expensive for the cost that it is for it to.
Well,
be good enough.
I mean, the reasoning is that if you're casting it, you have enough mana that it does what it needs to do. And if not, well, if you don't have enough mana, that paying 3 mana is kind of irrelevant.
No,
That's what
the point is
the
that you're not going to be
part.
casting this card more than it's going to be screwing you over. Because it's not a good card.
I mean, the effect of finding it since as a sorcerer in the top 6 card of a robbery is pretty powerful. With that said, yeah, I'm still not playing the card, so to some level I agree with you, but I don't think it's like completely out of the question.
No, I don't either. I just was making the statement that I don't think it's good enough.
Luca might be accelerating towards his fast combo here, except his ephemerate is getting 100% spell pierced. So that puts a little bit of a spanner in the works here.
If the spell pierce wasn't here, then Luca was setting up for a win a couple turns.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that was really a necessary ephemerate, to be honest. I feel like it could like just.
I would have saved it for, at the very least, my opponent's end step.
Agreed.
Although the thinking from their point of view, from Luca's point of view, is they didn't counter my Spell Seeker and they only have 1 mana. There's very few counter spells they can have.
If I am Luca, I'm actually 100% going for it every time. And
no, yeah, no, but that was the same turn. But the thing is that if you go for this line of play and they have a remove spell, that's where you really get punished.
Yeah,
the problem. Not the end of the world by any means, but
like the thing is that the deck doesn't actually play that much 1 mana interaction. It has some, but like you don't play that much to the point where. Like, I think you're better off betting against them having 1 mana interaction than betting against them having a 2 mana counterspell. Because that does play.
No, that's not what I'm betting against, though. Like, if they just have like this Pyroclasm in hand, you just lose the you can no longer combo off.
Does Luca have
your ephemerate is permanently exiled.
Do we know if Luca has a sort of regrowth effect?
There's an Eternal Witness in Luca's
deck. There's an Eternal Witness, true. I was thinking specifically something that you could get with Spellseeker here, like literally regrowth.
I believe he has Blahguy Recovery. I'll check.
Yeah, that's 3 mana. You can't get that. There's on nerf, so you could, if you really wanted to, play it safe.
Oh, we're gonna see the good mana train.
Try and get Ephemerate as a safe choice with the Spellseeker instead.
Pyroclasm. That Pyroclasm was quite good.
That's just because there's need too much disruption here from Thunder for Luca to really get going here. This was a mulligan, correct?
I do love Death Touch to players. Personal fan of mine.
Oh! This was a mulligan from Luca's point, right?
Not many cards have Death Touch to players, but I do love them when they do.
There's an ongoing joke between me and Zanti that the Thief of Sanity has Death Touch for players, because if Thief of Sanity connects with you, you have lost. There is just nothing. From that point onwards, the game is over, you have lost. You can keep playing, but you cannot.
90% of the time, you just concede when this hits you, and the other 10% of the time, you're just lost. It's like, it's why you continue.
I mean, that makes sense. You deal 2 times 10 damage. That's 20. 90% of the time you're fine, 10% of the time you're dead. Because you have taken 9 other hits. Math. So we're seeing Thunder here just looking for something. Makes sense with the Thief in play currently. That's something
I would be prioritizing a removal spell that deals 2 damage right now. And that was not found.
No, that's not it. You're gonna have to look with that here, presumably, if you haven't already.
Yeah.
This is unfortunate. So I'm attacking the Thief at UnusualThunder and the Kitchen Sphinx at this deactivated.
The Kitchen of Sphinx. The Kitchen Sphinx gets to eat a Spikefield Hazard.
Which it can, but didn't. Don't ask me why not, but it didn't.
Maybe she thinks that the Spikefield Hazard is better as a Dark Peach, which is not unreasonable.
No, but your deck's not going to be alive. I would not be casting this Renegade Valor here. I think that casting it, you don't get any value off of it, and there's probably just going to eat a counterspell.
Luca got a brainstorm off of the thief, by the way. Just FYI.
Ooh, that's a fun card. So the reason we didn't see the Spectral Hazard cast was so that Unusual Thunder could hold up Mana Drain. They end up casting the Spectral Hazard on end step. This is an interesting hit. I'm probably just pitching land and Serum Visions here.
Yeah, the Faceless Hollow feels like it's too slow currently. I want to get rid of that.
I would probably keep the Faceless Hollow over the Snow-Covered.
Well, the problem is it
or
doesn't
Snow-Covered Mountain. Like, what is the Snow-Covered Mountain doing for you, though?
Well, it means that I have another blue source effectively due to the Mechanic Island now being able to function as a blue source. Very notably. So once I try and dig for my remove spell, that means I will have one more mana to actually cast the Bolt or the similar. I think it would have been wise to at least opt, if not Factor Vision, on your turn. And try and find it. Because I believe Thunder is actually playing some amount of Sorcery Speed remove spells.
I want Unusual Thunder to opt into a Chain Lightning and get absolutely demolished for not having done it on her turn.
And I think you just kind of want to like take the chance. There's the opportunity your opponent hits a counterspell already with a Thief of Sanity.
Oh, we see Thief killing the Dak here. I dislike this immensely.
Yeah, Dak is good. Don't get me wrong. I would Dak dead. But getting to remove one of their key cards from the top of the library is also pretty key.
Yeah, like,
I'm not even sure I care about Dak that much. I'm not an artifact deck.
Dak is okay, but like getting a card from them better.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah, I want to draw a card.
Oh yeah. Let's put back this land and
a ponder to set us up. Probably getting rid of the.
What's the second
we
card?
can trigger the Renegade rather than now.
Yeah,
that's actually pretty free. And then play a pre-order. Honestly, I want all of this.
I think I'm putting back land and.
Yeah, and something else. I think the ponder perhaps, or the depends on what you want to go for. The tempo play is fetching, playing the Renegade Rally, and then hoping to get up land.
What I actually want to do is put back land ponder.
Yeah.
Ponder on top. Cast a Collective Brutality this turn to look at their hand, and then
setting up to next
turn.
Yeah, that's all unreasonable.
I
think if that's the case, I'd rather just keep Ponder on top and put the Renegade Rally back. Because then I can both Collective and no wait, actually we didn't have a no, we did have a blue source. You could both Ponder and Collective this turn instead. I think that'd have been a safe choice.
The problem with Ponder is if you really want the if you want the Renegade value, then you kind of have to keep that.
So now we don't have the Ponder on top, so that leaves us in a pretty.
So this is what I'm doing. I'm giving them everything in one pile and Fiery Impulse in another.
I was thinking about doing the same. Yeah, I think that might be correct, and I'm taking the Fiery Impulse.
The Thief of Sanity is how I win this game. You got to choose whether you want to remove my Thief of Sanity or you get these cards. I don't need to cast them.
By the way, if I am Luca, if I am Unusual Thunder, and I am presented those piles, I am taking the Fiery Impulse every single time.
Yeah, Luca, you got there. Come on. This is absurd. I do think Unusual Thunder.
I think it's correct.
I think that these are correct piles, but my guess is Unusual Thunder will pick the Back to Basics Blood Moon pile. I could be wrong.
I imagine.
But that is my guess. I would probably be picking Fiery Impulse as well here. But
this is definitely a really awkward pile for Thunder. They're getting one spell.
The thing is, they didn't. Like the other thing about these piles is Unusual Thunder didn't even draw a draw spell.
So there's one thing to keep in mind, and that is a Remand is actually quite good against Thief Sanity, and does give you some good bit of amount of time.
I mean, that's fine, but
because like if they cast one of your spells, you remand it, you get it back into your own hand.
Now I'm just taking Fire Impulse Logic Knot. I think that this is even
Yeah,
a
no.
choice. Like,
I think
your opponent has
I
two
think it's
basics
perfectly
as
fine
well.
argument to take the Logic Knot Remand Blood Moon back to basis pile, specifically due to how the Remand interacts here. But no, I want the Fire Impulse. I want Logic Knot. Like not a chance.
At this point, the back to basics and the Blood Moon are like the Blood Moon's a third of a card, and the back to basics is 3/4 of a card, and so like they're not.
Yeah.
It's more like 2 cards versus 2
Honestly,
cards.
the back to basics is more hurtful to you than the Blood Moon is.
Yeah. And we see the Fire basic. Now, this was something I was going to mention as well. I didn't actually like the Factor Fiction being cast there. You're getting 3 mana on your turn to the mana drain, and you don't really have anything else to spend it on. There was a chance that you would have drawn into something, but I felt like you could have just opted last turn and then done it. But like now, I just don't see how Luca wins this game anymore. That's the problem with the piles that Luca gave, is that I don't understand how Luca can win this game. Although that was a good draw because this collective brutality is gonna get countered.
Yeah, that's not a chance it resolves. I think the only question is how you want to counter it, and that's most likely just cryptic.
Well, a 6/7 Goif is a problem.
Yeah, like Luca had one of the best draws Luca could have, making on top of Luca's deck to make there be 2 relevant spells needed to cast this exact turn, basically.
Yeah. Like Tamagotchi just being a 5/6, like 6/7 is red has a tough time dealing with that, and blue as well. We just gotta see Jace -2 here. Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
In fact, Seagate Stormcaller.
I don't care for anger, so it's Seagate versus Astrolabe, and honestly, Seagate does currently nothing, but it can do a lot.
Seagate does it. Seagate doubles this braid to kill. Does not kill.
No, the Goif has 7 toughness.
Goif doesn't die to double braid.
Okay, so here's how you could actually kill the Goif. You delve away enough cards that Goif goes down to at least a 5/6.
Yeah, that's it. You delve away your graveyard so that the Goif gets shrunk, and then you can do the Seagate Stormcaller thing.
As an actual option.
Yeah, you do need your opponent to cooperate with that plan by casting
a spell. Or even worse, you need to cast a spell yourself and then do that, and that's gotta be bad and time consuming.
Counter your own Arkham Astrolabe.
Yeah, no, I like this. I do like Luca just attacking phase here. Like this is a 2-turn clock.
I'm cashing in the Jadis also.
With it. You know half of the hand. Actually, you know the logic as well, so you know all but their braid, and like it's difficult with one card for them to deal with it.
But I mean, they have an Astrolabe, but you know Astrolabe is just another card. Okay, Sinkhole basically solves our problems here.
Yeah. Can they delve away 2 card types?
Yeah, you can probably just delve so Sinkhole does it for you.
Yeah, you have 25 cards in graveyard. You're fine.
No, that's a problem though, because he needs to be able to delve away enough types.
No.
She needs to be able to delve away enough types to shrink the Goif.
Listen here.
There was
literally just use the braid and Sinkhole.
No, there was a way to just use Sinkhole to do it.
Oh, fair enough. That's also pretty
accurate. Like one of the types in the graveyard was enchantment, which was just you. And
one of them was Jace.
And one of them was a planeswalker, probably. And so
Luca had neither of those types. I'm checking.
Oh, this card is just on time, and Luca has now, I think, lost this game.
Yeah, just a tap.
That is ballsy to let that resolve. If I draw a Loxodon Smash,
they have an Abrade in hand.
That's fair.
I do like the choice there. Well, I think you have to.
I'll concede the point. Abrade works. Ooh, Frostbite. What's your opinion on Frostbite, Marco?
It's definitely something I've considered. It's basically a bolt in the deck. It's 95% of a
Fiery Impulse?
Yes, I think it's better than Fiery Impulse.
Yeah.
I actually think I like it better than Fiery Impulse, especially when you play almost only basics in your deck, like Blue and Moon tends to do. Yeah, this is. I'm not even sure I'm logic nodding this. Like, I'll probably just anger and like Fire
Anger
Prophecy it.
and
No joke.
Fire Prophecy this? No. Like 2 cards. I don't want to spend 2 cards on.
Yeah, true. But logic not just deals with problems that those cards don't.
Yeah, but you don't have these cards, then you don't have these cards to answer what these cards would answer anyway, right? Like you're either keeping this logic knot to counter one thing, or you're keeping this, and then if your opponent draws like 2 creatures, then you kind of are screwed, right? Because you don't have any removal. Oh, this Elves of the Deep Shadow.
Yeah, but this said, like 99% of Lucas's threats come in the form of a creature. So this Fiery Prophecy will at least be able to not cycle.
Yeah, it cycles and kills something. Better.
I was gonna say specifically if you couldn't kill the creature. That's why I'm saying not necessarily. Yeah, we're just gonna see a get pro here. Not even a reason to pay 2 life here.
I'm not even sure that I like killing the elf. There is an argument to just keep the Fire Prophecy in hand and start upticking the Jace, and that makes the elf irrelevant. And eventually you just ultimate the Jace, and then they're mega dead. Not that they're particularly alive now, but
yeah, no,
it's also notable that because you have
this
Anchor the God, if
the elf will die at some point.
Just kill both at once.
Yeah, this game is over.
Wall of Blossoms, guys, we can't kill this with a ball.
We have to counter it. Who knows what could happen?
Why though?
Wait, no, we're actually countering it. That was a joke. Thunder. It's a goddamn O4. You can even tap it with like Frostwell Bastion.
I think Thunder is just being rude at this
Wait, does Frostwell Bastion tap the creature, or does it just stop it from untapping?
It does both, I think, but only on blocks.
I mean, that's fine.
This is the easiest pile in your life. There we go.
And it's also the easiest choice for UnusualThunder, hopefully. Yep. You just want to find disruption, counter spells. Like you have a threat in hand. You have a
Jace the Mind Sculptor. You should play this Jace the Mind Sculptor and plus on your opponent and just have them concede.
Wait, was there even a replacement in the graveyard? I was thinking of last game probably. No, that would have to be because I don't think you can get to 6 power without having at least tribal or planeswalker. Creature, land.
Was this card put onto the bottom?
Artifact. No, you can. You can exactly get to 6.
Was the card put on the bottom or is it kept on top?
I'm checking. It was left on top.
Then I'm conceding. Like, okay, this game's over.
Yeah.
This is it's the concession to just sheer demoralization of being just, this is dumb. I am done.
So with that, we actually have the entirety of round 1 done. I'm just going to quickly go through our standings. Evios 2-0, one-upping Bailite, who was our last week's champion. Brahms 2-0 against Necropotence. We just saw UnusualThunder 2-0 Luca, and with the only 2-1, Santi, aka Lowman in our case actually, against Blahguy. So we used Santi's account here just because we had some trouble. As we said, the replacement. That's why I accidentally said that.
I'm so good at this. I went to one while commentating.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Multitasking over here.
Pairings are up, my dudes.
Lovely. So, round 2. Let's see here. We have Bailite versus Luca, Blahguy and Necropotence, Brahms and UnusualThunder, and then Evios and Lowman.
So, if we want to have hands from both players, the only match that we go is Bailite versus Luha and Brahms versus UnusualThunder. Both of which feature a player we've already seen.
So,
IMO.
We could do Brahms and UnusualThunder since I think they're the other 1-0 match, right?
Yeah, I think that's a perfectly reasonable match to watch. Actually, I think it's quite interesting. Aggro against Blue Red Moon. I think that's a pretty good matchup. We also have the Bailite Luca matchup. I think that's a lot less interesting in my opinion. Not a lot, but a okay bit due to the It's 2 mid-range piles, but one has a combo finish, and I guess depending on what version of Bailite Stake we're seeing, it's probably also a pseudo combo pile this time around. With a Lifegain theme, perhaps. Plus, we saw a lot of Bailite last week, as mentioned. But no, I think the Brahms Thunder matchup is perfectly fine, and I think that's what we will be watching. So, while we're getting camp set up, can we get a confirmation on what exactly? Oh, I was thinking it was Blahguy. I missed that up. Brahms is probably playing. Actually, unclear what they're playing. I would imagine mono green mid range as
they
like
played Cradle Hoof last week, which I think is
they did play
fairly
last
well
week. That's true.
positioned.
Yeah, I think that's the same
Also,
deck. I'm seeing a Priest of Titania.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
Okay, this is a mold of 5, which is okay actually. You're making a lot of mana on turn 2. On turn 3.
And you do have a card that just allows you to grind some cards.
Although, to be fair, I don't like the Blue Moon matchup here. It's not a great matchup for you.
No, you have too many. They have too many like electrolyze type effects. Do you actually even play electrolyze anymore? Really?
I mean, I do.
Fair enough. But yeah, electrolyze, fog bolt,
Fire,
and anger of the gods. Like
Pyroclasm, Anger of the Gods.
Exactly.
Sweltering Suns. These are all cards in Unusual Thunder's list. Like, just hearing all of these names, if I'm the Hoof player, just wants to make me go jump off a cliff.
Yeah.
It is.
If I'm the Hoof player, I need to get a Planeswalker and play ASAP. That's how I win.
And to be clear, like, Unusual Thunder, I think, is playing a way above average number of rots. Because, like, for example, I'm not playing Pyroclasm in my deck. Like, the only cards that I have that can aggressively punish Brahms here are Electrolyze and Fire. And that's it.
No joke, I could just see just putting all the
7 mana from Brahms' point of view on turn 3. Not a lot to do with that mana because his Planeswalker's getting countered.
No.
There's 7 mana.
I'm trying to think here. If you're in a Thunder's position, how do you want to counter this? Presuming this Vivian comes down here, like, are you using the remand, or are you like, fuck it, I'll use this mana drain now?
I can't use this remand. If I use this remand, they just recast it this turn.
Oh, true. Yeah.
You have to drain. There's even an argument that you can't because they have so much mana. Like, if they led on the Planeswalker, you could have maybe wanted to just let it go, because this Planeswalker isn't the scariest. To just maybe let it go and plan to drag it under. But given that they've cast their stuff before, I think you just go, whatever.
But the line of play we're seeing here, agreed. I'm getting basically confirmed that my opponent doesn't have a ton of cost in hand. So that's one.
The other thing I will say though is I don't like doing this post-combat. I would have much rather done this pre-combat, just because also I would have just played this elf. You're already
I think if you're doing something post-combat, you should just play a 2 dorks and call that a day.
Like, I would have done this pre-combat because that still leaves the possibility you have something like Natural Order in your hand. Now, you're definitely not casting a Natural Order or something.
Fiery Impulse is a great draw here. Clears the Priest of Titania. That severely hampers the mana situation.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid choice here. Yeah, we do not have anywhere close enough cards to play Set Drift, which, honestly, I wouldn't hate Set Drifting the Titania if we could. Put my opponent at a really awkward position.
We also are punishing Brahms for, again, not playing this dork for no reason. I honestly don't know why Brahms didn't play this dork. If they have a Wrath here, there's no way you're winning with this one dork.
So, that's not a consideration, but since you had mana left over, there was a consideration of saying something like, I'm gonna hold a card in my hand so that they think that they have a follow-up play that might be scarier than the Vivian, and this Vivian's gonna resolve. UnusualThunder didn't fall for it.
Fine, but after the Vivian didn't resolve, you should have just played your
right. Yeah. After that, no, it was probably just correct.
That was my whole point. I didn't care anything about the sequencing there. Mostly just you should have played this card last turn. Now they make it take Now, if I'm UnusualThunder, I'm like, oh, they had this Animal tribe in their hand and they drew into this Pilgrim because they couldn't cast their tribe last turn. That's why they didn't play the Pilgrim.
I'm trying to see, are we just like City drifting here, perhaps?
I wouldn't necessarily hate just planning to Cryptic Command tap your team.
Yeah, I was either thinking Cryptic Command or City drift this turn. And I think maybe just Cryptic this turn and then City drift next turn.
Pretty good here because then you get to plus your Royal Scions to 8 next turn. And maybe get to alt it. You're not alting it, but like, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
One can dream.
One can dream. And I don't even think it's that unrealistic a dream. Again, set a drift, remand, both really good ways. Remand less so against this meta dark heavy deck. We do see the set drift cast though.
Yeah, so now there's an up.
I presume Royal Scions here are going to take a pair of damage here.
Yeah.
Unless Brahms really want this.
This is the other thing. Brahms is committed to casting everything post combat. But now he's gonna get punished because he's gonna get this Land War Tribes remanded.
Yeah, and then won't be able to recast.
He only hits the Royal Scions for 1. Interesting.
Although, to be fair, if you recast it, that's not like if you recast it with no damage in the Royal Scions and the Royal Scions ultimate, and then you're very sad. So
yeah, but you can attack the Royal Scions with a single creature and still recast and still do it. It's fine.
Yeah, agreed. I'm not sure why we see the 1-1 split on Thunder and Scions though. That doesn't make
probably because you don't need to deal more than 1 to Scions. You're probably not killing it. You're just buying yourself time to make sure it doesn't hold.
Yeah. Okay. At this point, I just want Muyaling down. Honestly.
Mana Leak doesn't counter.
Doesn't do that much, to be fair.
Yeah, but they can top the team down. Like if they go to cast it pre-combat before they got punished last time. Okay, they didn't do it.
No, because after you got
the way I see it is that Muyaling allows you to easily alt minus Science.
But now it gets punished more because now the Mana Leak is gonna work.
Mana Leak doesn't work. Yes, it does. Mana Leak works.
Yeah, it does.
It does work. You're correct.
I mean, if they bounce the land prior... Wait, no, they play land for turn.
Fall from Flavor? No. Oh, that's a good magic.
Hi, Ancestral Recall. It's so nice of you to show up. Although, I will say that drawing your Seagate Stormcaller off of your Ancestral Recall is a little sad, but...
Yeah, you still cast an Ancestral Recall.
What are we doubling off of this Seagate Stormcaller? We just playing a Seagate Stormcaller for the body? Okay. Sure.
Summoner's Pact get anything? Oh, the Summoner's Pact gets thrown. But it's
yeah, the Summoner's Pact. Can the Logic Knot fix that problem? Fix the Summoner's Pact problem? Does it make enough? They have 1, 2, 3, 6. You can cast it for 7. Yeah, so you can do it. You can just heal the Summoner's Pact with the Logic Knot, and I think you absolutely should do that.
It doesn't. If you just do Logic Knot, you pay 3 and then you cast Run afterwards.
No, Logic Knot for 7, dude.
A Logic Knot for 7. Yeah, that's fine. Although that does mean you exiled your stupid your Ancestral Recall.
I think that's you do not have a way to recur your Ancestral currently, and Thran is unbeatable. So
the island drawn here that's probably going to get discarded to the Royal Scions. Or this Astrolabe. This Astrolabe might just get discarded.
Yeah, I'm pitching the Astrolabe. I don't mind having a 6th land here.
Yeah, 6 land is better than the Astrolabe.
Yeah,
I also
plus
don't hate just casting this Fall from favor here.
Yeah, just throwing some cards. Top down.
To be fair,
their Quirion Ranger.
I would rather almost never put the Monarch into play, but in this case, it seems relatively
given that
fair.
you have made the choice to put that card in your deck, Muyan Link is also respectable.
What's your opinion of the tapped Snow Duel that Thunder's playing?
So, Thunder has additional Snow synergies in her deck. She has decided to put stuff like, you see, Faceless Haven and Graven Lore and those sort of cards in her deck, which I think you shouldn't. To be clear, I think it's incorrect to do that. But given that you have done that, I think that the Snowland makes sense. If you don't have that type of pressure to have more Snowlands in your deck, I do not think that that's what I would go for, because you are very limited in how many duals you get to put in your pile, and you are kind of wasting one on that thing.
Do you think you should have altered Royal Signs there, or plus to try and keep it around?
I'm alting. Like, the thing about the value of the Royal Signs is that they are capable of ulting. So the moment that you give me half of a chance to ult, I'm ulting.
But your opponent's not able to kill it before you can. You can protect it and still not be able to kill it.
Well, that you know of.
Or even damage it. Like, you have like 40 billion counterspells in your hand, and creatures on board are not getting through. UnusualThunder takes game 1 here.
No, the score was already on 1-0. Prophetic.
So just a bit of a general philosophy question here. If you're playing a deck like Blue Red Moon, you want some amount of cheap red removal, presumably. But I'm curious, would you more have lightning strikes that can go phase, or do you like the of course you play the lightning bolt, you play the chain lightning first probably. But after the obvious inclusions, do you want burn spells that can go phase and have more the possibility to burn someone out? Or would you prefer having things that do more damage for a lower cost, like the frostbites?
I'm playing I'm playing 0 lightning strikes in the list. My point removal.
I would prioritize going the planeswalkers, making sure you can hit planeswalkers first for the most part. And then outside of that, I care about being cheap and efficient. I don't care about going face.
Yeah, going face is not something I care about particularly. I am playing the best removal spell in the deck, in my opinion, is Cred. That is where I'm at. It doesn't go face, and I don't care. I am playing 0 lightning strikes currently. I think I'm playing I'm playing obviously the best one of all time, Bolt, Chain Lightning, Stomp, that sort of thing.
I mean, that's not incorrect, but you're also playing a ton of really good tempo creatures. We see Briarborn Cutthroat here. We have seen Fairy Vandal, Young Pyromance. I believe Fingerless Eye is probably also in there. Bunch of Vendilion Cleats as well, Muyan Ling. These are cards that can finish the game in a reasonable manner. And having the ability to have some amount, not necessarily all, but some amount of your burn spells go face.
Yeah, some amount do. Bolt, Chain Lightning.
And that's
Stomp.
about it.
Electrolyze, Fire.
You play these other spells that accidentally go face. If you start prioritizing things to go face, you make your deck less likely to get to the point where they're going to be useful to go face. And then it doesn't matter. Also, I would rather just be efficient and make sure I'm not dead at the beginning.
For what it's worth, I am not playing Brineborn Cutthroat, Magmatic Channeler, Dreador Hurricaneist, all of those cards. Those are not
more aggressive version than Blue Moon control, like hardcore control.
And yet we're playing cards like Fact or Fiction, which is quite interesting.
They're playing Gravenlore, which is probably a bigger...
Yeah, exactly, Gravenlore as well. 5 mana for draw 3.
So
it's going to strive 4 or 5 when you cast it, probably.
Garrett here, kill the Young Pyro, probably. That's the best use of your mana this turn. I would think.
Yeah, it's reasonable.
Young
the question
Pyro.
is just how you do it.
I mean, Garrett, Young Pyro, you can only kill one way, right? We see the Huntmaster come down here. I don't particularly like this because the Huntmaster isn't going to create as much value over time as the...
I kind of switched around how the Huntmaster worked, not gonna lie. I figured he dealt damage and then created tokens when he flipped, not opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Garruk makes a lot more sense then, I agree.
The other thing about Garruk is Garruk just represents more value on the battlefield currently that you have to deal with, which is what I want to force my Blue Moon opponent to do. I don't want my opponent to deal with cards in my hand. I want them to deal with cards in play. And specifically non-creatures in play is very powerful. Although we are going to see Garruk come down here, kill this Young Pyro now. But then going to die on the crackback. So kind of forcing Garruk to just make a Wolfie heal.
Yeah, so we have Ancestral, Cryptic, Braid. We're looking pretty good here. This Juvenile probably not gonna do anything really with only 4 mana.
Look, there's a Dark Depths on Brahms' side of the battlefield. When Brahms gets 30 mana, this game could turn around in a heartbeat.
Yeah, until someone casts Cryptic Command and laughs at you.
This Cryptic Command's not going to last in hand that long.
Perhaps. There's definitely a chance that's the case. I could also just see at one point just casting Cryptic Command, tapping down Brahms 4 and just start getting aggressive.
We do see the Young Pyro here just getting enough value that makes it so if you ever want to kill the Young Pyro with your Garruk, it's just going to die on the crackback. Yeah. I will say notably, if Gaia's Cradle is the draw, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
One
only
off
8
of
mana.
Friday.
But you're getting close if you end up just drawing Gaia's Cradle.
Notably, UnusualThunder could kill the Garruk if she Alpha Stroke. Now, granted.
No, you can't this turn. These two of the things are summoning sick.
Oh, well. Yeah. Based just on, like, the board, but... Yeah. A Braid doesn't hit walkers. This is somewhat aggressive.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, there's no way, like, you don't trade at least with the Young Pyro here and probably...
Hey, the Young Pyro is gonna die.
Trade for the real creatures and let the elementals through and your Garruk leaves.
Yep.
Yeah. The question is, do you want to trade your Quarian Ranger? And I think the answer is yes. Garruk
like, I think
flipping on your opponent's turn is very good.
Like, I think UnusualThunder feels more pressured by this Garruk than the Garruk is actually pressuring her.
Like, you were gonna kill the Garruk anyways eventually by making all of these 1/1s. You didn't have to rush it. We're going to see the best play from Brahms this turn. Remove an ice counter. Just a beauty. Okay. Casting Treasure Cruise here is fine.
I do, generally speaking, like when I cast Treasure Cruise.
Look, I'm just seeing like UnusualThunder here with all these expensive spells in hand.
Like, I didn't actually like what UnusualThunder drew. They're just more of the same. Well, this negates.
So you send free a Garrick here into it face, right? No.
I mean, this
negate
negate gets
all four, Garrick. You don't care about the one to face here.
No, true. Not anymore. It was quite relevant when you had the Young Pyromancer, because then you could easily set up a critic board.
This negate gets to tug the Nisa. Although I guess that the Nisa can just get tugged by the Cryptic at this point.
Remove an ice count. Remove an ice count. Yeah!
It's gonna be funny if the Cryptic just bounced the Dark Depths. I think it's incorrect, but it would be funny.
I will say, the fact that UnusualThunder has...
action, at this point you can't not slam this Nissa.
Oh, you have to slam the Nissa. You're just going to lose the counterspell they have in hand because they've cast an Ancestral Recall and Treasure Cruise this game.
Yep. Yeah, and we don't negate here?
No,
Cryptic is 4 mana. I don't want to have to hold up 4 mana.
That is true, but like...
Yeah. Like, I think also, like...
Cryptic allows you to counter anything, and you're so far ahead on board that I'm like, yeah, whatever.
What does negate not let you counter? Creatures. What are you going to deal with your Jace and your Torch of Defiance? A creature. Like, I don't...
Well, you know, there's some creatures that those cards don't cancel.
Jace doesn't really deal with a creature that well. It's not Jace the Mind Sculptor after all.
Chandra does, though.
It doesn't do anything when it attacks, though.
Yeah, plus you're still alive to like throw in a Thrawn, right? And then none of the cards in your opponent's deck does anything.
Do we have a recall count here of 3 according to Brahms? Wait, how did UnusualThunder get recall back? Did I miss this? I feel like I missed something.
Like, this game is like the best thing Brahms can actually do here now is spare some time, concede. Not to be rude.
Oh, it was a Mystic Sanctuary. Nice.
Yep. Your opponent just has too much cards. They're actually putting more pressure on the ball than you are. And they're nowhere near dying. And you're nowhere near actually finishing this Dark Depths.
No, I mean, this Chandra is gonna heal UnusualThunder. It's gonna heal Brahms faster than he can remove counters from the depths unless they draw like a Vesper stage.
These elementals will kind of kill them even faster than that.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this play. I do like this
gross. Nissa plus
I do like that.
Back on your opponent.
Was it at all relevant? Probably not. But God,
no, it just rubs salt in the wound.
It sure does. Now I'm curious if in the hypothetical situation that we do see there's a disallowed now, admittedly, but I was gonna say if we did see like top deck Thespian stage here, I guess it would have to be like Thing in the Eyes to deal with it.
Yeah, but the Thing in the Eyes can play pretty easily.
Yeah.
Okay.
You also have been doing
Brahms decided that he was no longer interested in suffering more.
Yeah. So let's see what we have actually in the meta for the tables. We have a couple of the tables going still. The Lowman does win 2-0, 2-1, not 2-0 against Evius. And we did just see Thunder 2-0 against the Brahms. Necro and Blahguy, Bailite Luca, those two matchups still not done.
Necro and Blahguy just finished.
They just finished. Yeah, I didn't get
well, I
to.
guess we're watching Bailite and Luca then.
Something. Bailite's not done yet. Ha ha ha. Funny joke. Yeah, we do see Bailite on his Abzan Lifegain list that he's been trying that out now that he's qualified, just to have some fun, trying something new. And I say new, but let's face it, this is just what if I added a couple more Lifegain cards in my already existing shell. It's not that different. I'm just kidding. It's still the same old Bailite, just with a different set of
Bailite, but you're playing in Passion Vader.
Yeah, pretty much. That's a pretty accurate description, honestly. Like, there's still Skull Clan, there's still Tarmogoyf, there's still Knight, there's still Fauna Shaman.
Not sure he was playing that of the Reliquary before, honestly.
Sorry, what wasn't?
I don't know if Bailite was playing Knight of the Reliquary in his usual Abzan list.
I'm pretty sure. I'm quite certain. If my memory is right, he most surely did. Yeah, Team Okoko.
Oh, it's Oko. That's a card.
The Thief of Crowns?
The thing about playing Oko is, yeah, you can play it, and what? I guess you can't really... Turning your noble into a 3/3, not worth much. Turning your opponent's Soundgarf into a 3/3, not worth much. I guess the best you do is...
Hierarch into a 3/3. Or you just create a food and then turn your food into a 3/3 next turn. These are all things that
yeah, or if they choose to, for some reason, not attack your Oko, haha, have a food token, I'll take a Tarmogoyf.
Nah, I'd rather just keep... Like, then your Oko's down to 1 level, die easier into that life.
I think that's perfectly reasonable against Bailite deck, depending on what the boss state looked like. We're probably just gonna see attack for 4 though on the Tamo. On the
yeah, and then Oko's gonna eat 4, and then Oko's gonna make this food a 3/3.
Still though, there's no like single block that takes care of the Tamo.
No, but next turn you're gonna cast
like
this Voice of Resurgence, and then this Voice of Resurgence is gonna chunk this Tarmogoyf.
Ewit currently not that interesting though. Are you gonna see Tidehole Scholar here perhaps? I could also see I could even see the Knight of Autumn. Just kill the token.
We see Lowman with the heads up play of Knight blow up the food.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying as well. Like that is actually a pretty reasonable play. We see Bailite go for the typical Bailite play of draw all the cards with Skull Clan.
Oh, so you know what you can do here that's sick? You can turn your food into a token, and then you can after on attacks, you can block the Tarmogoyf and then resto your food token.
And then kill your token.
You lose the token, but then you don't kill the Tarmogoyf.
What?
Probably just gonna see Voice of Resurgence coming out here.
Maybe. There's also a chance we just like flash in Resto Angel block.
You could just flash in Resto, but the that is a possibility. You could just flash in Resto, block the thing. Then you're kind of resulting into chumping with your Noble Hierarch though to keep your Oko around.
Well, yeah, no. But you do get to eat their Skull Clamp that way, so...
I'm curious to see here. What we can see? Tidal Scholar, yeah, that makes like okay amount of sense.
It probably forces the playing of the Investigation Angel.
It definitely does. Like, you're playing it now.
Then they take the Ewit here.
Fun fact.
Not sure. Probably, but not sure.
If Luca Okos the Tide Hollow Scholar, they'll never get their card back.
I'd be surprised to see that.
Sure.
Yeah, because it's 2 triggers, right? So
I thought Tidehall was just one. Oh no, Tidehall is 2 triggers. It is 2 triggers. Never mind, you're right. I was thinking it was 1 trigger. Oh no, it does do the trick.
Like, obviously, he's not gonna do that because it's bad. Plus, you make their 2/2 bigger, but it's funny.
People don't know how cards work. We're gonna see Noble Chump here.
It feels that Wood just doesn't really do much. I guess it gets back like Spell Pierce, which is reasonable.
It gets back your Oko when they kill your Oko.
It gets back the Oko, that is true.
And I think that does a fair amount.
But that doesn't mean you don't have anything to do with your mana next turn, really. Yeah. I think you, just probably trump with the Noble here, and then eat a Skull Quam. Yeah, makes sense. Is this the beginning of the Elk Wars? Is this how they started?
I mean, you're gonna elk your food here. You're gonna play this Brimaz.
Elk the Tarmogoyf so you can actually block it. Not unreasonable.
I don't like elking Tarmogoyf here.
No, you can block the Tarmogoyf by elking the food and then double blocking.
Yeah, true. But this like means that we can get the food token next
turn. The fact that you have like just straight 3/4 in your hands make this line a little bit better, but I don't know how if I'm a huge fan of it.
I actually quite like it. Because like the only thing this line does, I guess, is kind of like it allows you to like, I don't know, like freaking.
Also, can I just get confirmation? Is this game 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is in fact game 3, they're 1 more.
Yeah, this is
when you
no, we're seeing the tempo play here of just making the 4/3. Not
when
gonna
you
go ahead and kill the food token here. Interestingly,
when you elk a food token, does it stop in an artifact? No, it says an artifact, right?
No, it doesn't.
It stops.
Can you pull up Oko though? I can tell you for sure if Oko's pulled up, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Also, I would have definitely not made another.
No, it stops being an artifact.
It becomes an elk creature. Yeah, so it stops.
The only thing it retains is super typed. So if whatever is no basic or
and name.
Yeah.
It also retains its name.
Yeah, I'm talking on the type line.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, most of these cards that change like a super type or like a type even tend to not remove things.
No, if it says in addition, then it doesn't remove. If it says becomes without in addition, then it removes.
I mean, can you think of any cards that work in a similar way that sees a reasonable amount of play? I can't think of any.
Well, not that a reasonable amount of play, but for example, if you play limited, right, there's a bunch of effects that like, oh, this creature is now a 1/1 blue frog, and it no longer has its other types, right? Like those are
pretty reasonable.
Yeah, Oko is somewhat unique because oftentimes whenever you do that, it will just give it creature types, but Blahguy now. Cursor of Krufix Elk is no longer an enchantment based on what we're saying about Oko. Like, Oko does say creature, so because it is adding the creature type, and it's not saying in addition to all other stuff, it removes all other types. Basically, whenever you add something in a camp, whether that type or a class of subtypes or super types are different, it doesn't matter. But like if you add a type or a color, for example, that's another thing, and it doesn't say in addition to its other types or whatever.
In short, Magic's dumb.
It just removes all of the previous instances of that. And since Oko is adding the creature type, then it removes everything that is pre-existing. So if something is like, I don't know, an enchantment artifact, it will lose all those types.
So getting back to the game here for a quick second. So we see Oko here switching a ye old food token for a free Tarmogoyf. I'm not sure why we target the Tarmogoyf and not like, I don't know, the knight at least. But we do. And we see just what's coming down here. I'm curious to see, are we going to swing here? Is there any profitable swing we can make here with the Tarmogoyf? Is it 4-5? Yeah, they can't really double. No, they can double block with Knight and something else. Knight and the Palace Jailer, I suppose. If we attack with both Knight and Tarmogoyf, this might be some really awkward blocks, so that's a perfectly reasonable one.
Why did Bailite steal, or why did Lucas steal Bailite's Tarmogoyf and not like?
I have no clue.
Something else, since it's been out already. Like,
I mean, that was a creature that had just one more power, so unless you're like afraid of it losing,
you could have stolen the Night Bottom and then outed the Night Bottom.
You can only take creatures with power 3 or less.
Oh,
see, this
you cannot take the
well
4/3.
Oko.
Okay, sure, fine, that's fine.
But artifacts don't matter. They can be like fucking giant portals.
No, you cannot take artifacts either.
You can only give artifacts.
Yeah, you can give artifacts, but you can only take creatures with power 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
Once again,
why do people say Oko's all this so good? It's not good. Like the -5 isn't even that good.
Like it's fine if you want to take their artifact, you elk it and then you can take it.
So I'm looking at, we have 4 mana here from Bailite. And we
literally
don't see anything we want in that combination. So
literally the first game I was playing with Oko, that came up. That my opponent thought that they would take my Folio of Fancies, and then I read Oko and I was like, you cannot do that. My opponent in that game was Zenti.
Was it me?
Yeah, it was the draft we had 2 Okos.
Possibly. I had 2 Okos. It didn't really matter what I did with Okos at that point anyways. I had Oko on the battlefield that I won.
So I'm just going to talk about the game here. So what are we looking at here is Bailite's just trying to hold on to this monarchy while being threatened by much bigger creatures consistently.
Ooh, Luminous Broodmoth is a nice 3/3 elk.
Indeed. For now, this food token turning into an elk makes sense. Getting in there, just forcing them to trade their Mark Trident for probably the Tarmogoyf. And then take just a bunch of damage.
Can you just eat this and then kill the Oko on the crackback?
Yeah, I don't think you want to trade with anything here except with the Maya Trident. And there's even an argument for not even blocking with the Maya Trident, just taking all the damage. That does.
Wait, has Oko even done anything this turn? Like, has Oko plus?
Yeah, he turned the food token into an elk,
okay.
Which is now attack. True Restoration Angel does in fact come back. Despite Palace Jailer not being in play, its effect still staying around and being relevant. But it comes back from the world beyond.
Oh, so now you actually just get the Restoration Angel.
Yeah, and here I want to make a recommendation. If you're blinking something, probably do it to the one to the right. Not the one to the left.
I would agree with that. Do it to the one that's going to come back under your control.
Yes. Not the one that's going to enter your opponent's control, or the one that's not even going to enter the battlefield. You chose incorrectly, good sir. Unless you do. No, wait, what?
Restoration Angel doesn't say owner's control, it says under your control.
Oh, okay, never mind. Ignore that.
You can just steal things permanently with Restoration Angel.
What?
I mean, you can only target things under your control, so like.
Yeah, but it was a thing you would do in like Abzan Restore Limited. You would like steal your opponent's stuff and Restore Angel. If you had the Restoration Angel in your limited pool. That was a play that you could do and would.
Look, I just make assumptions that they actually worded it like they usually do. What the fuck, Wizards?
I mean,
yeah, Restoration is different.
It does just say your control.
God damn, that's scary.
So what 3/3 are you gonna play this turn, Bailite?
Gotta give Lucas some respect for that, for knowing that interaction. I believe Luca is actually a level 1 judge, if I remember correctly. So somewhere not too surprised that they do that interaction. But
to be fair, it is just about reading the card in this case. It is not.
The interaction's pretty easy once you know it exists. Just knowing it exists is important.
Yeah,
So,
no, man, I've
Fauna
actually used
Shaman's
the
a
old
nice 3/3.
blue white
I'll
one,
give
but
that
did in
to you.
fact.
What's the next thing gonna be?
Yeah, your control. Oh, but it says exile target permanent you own.
Yeah, that's
Interesting.
Venser. Because Venser...
That's like reverse of the usual. You exile something you own, but you return it to your control instead of exile something you control and return it to its owner. What the
That's like
actual fuck, wizards? Have some
that's like
consistency.
Charming Prince is the same way.
Yeah, I mean, Venser and like Yorion only lets you exile cards that you own and control.
Yeah, but Charming
says.
Prince is exile target card you own and then return it to the battlefield under you.
Because this card, one of the dimension is that they can reset something that got stolen from you.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of turning your active treason into a sudden mind control. That kind of bothers me.
well, you had to work for
That
it.
feels
I'm
weird.
fine with it.
You have like
Especially
what, 7 mana?
Especially
It's
card
fine.
card called Restoration Angel. Sure ain't restoring anything.
It's restoring your board too.
Yeah, Bailite here, just on the back foot. There's just too many chunkers, and Oko is good. That's it. I mean, that's all we need to say here.
And Oko can die this turn though. You can actually kill the Okos.
Yeah, I think if you do that though, you don't get the monarchy back, which is annoying.
And you're probably also just dead on board, most likely.
Oh yeah, that too.
Oh, Charming Prince, right on time. Oh, you killed your last turn. Oh, so sad.
Man. I know this interaction too.
In other news, Luha can have some fun next turn, although it won't be that much fun because he's going to win the game when that happens, but he did draw a Fallen Shinobi, which is a heck of a card.
Yeah, and Resurrection Angel in play. Ho ho ho. Oh, that's hot. That's gonna create some pretty scary.
For Bailite, like in favor of Bailite's chances, the Shinobi trigger is not gonna resolve. Because Bailite's life total will be below 0 at that point that the ninja has hit them, so the state-based action will end the game before the trigger has...
That's not necessarily true. Bailite has a ton of life gain in their deck and can easily gain more than sufficient.
I'm just killing the stupid Tide Hauler Scholar here.
Apparently you're killing nothing if you're Luca.
I would have really liked to Ewid and then Oko again and deal
So we either play a 3 and a 2, or we play a 4-drop here.
I guess the death rate does kill the
So
Oko,
what, we play like Siege Rhino, Questing Beast, or Broodmuff? Not a Questing Beast.
I think you have to play a 3 and a 2 here.
Prince.
Oh, you have a 4. You can play 4.
Do you use your Prince to untop one of your other creatures, even though it's not value?
Or you can make your Fauna Shaman every creature.
I think it's more important to get the Siege Rhino to trigger. Like, that prevents as much life.
Or you could make your Fauna Shaman every creature. Yeah.
You would.
I actually kind of like it as a free, not gonna lie.
You would also give them their Ewid to check their hand again. I don't know if that's better or worse.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure that's worth it. I think you have to hope they're drawing blanks mostly. Like,
so if you tackle out here, Bailite may not be dead.
State isn't actually that bad now that the Oko's gone. Which, once again, another reason to not give them back to Ewid.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm curious here. How much damage do you want to get for? Do you just want to go all in and deal 8, or are you fine paying 7 here? Because getting the voice back allows you to cast it as well, but getting Restoration...
Yeah, you get the voice back because you just cast it back.
Oh, but we can get Restoration Angel back. No,
yeah, but you're not going to be able to cast it.
But you get to cast it, though.
Yes, I agree.
Oh, No,
Oh no!
No.
Impassioned orator is too strong. The player with impassioned orator wins the game. It's just
The game isn't over yet. Let's not go ahead into hasty conclusions. Oh. So Santi, how does this make you feel? Please describe your emotions. That's the only way we can work through your problems together.
I'm sad.
Please explain how this picture makes you feel. No, but in all seriousness, Impassioned Orator, aka Budget Oreo Champion in the case of Bailite, because Jesus Christ, Oreo Champion, expensive. Wow, that is a card that costs some money.
Yeah, not a cheap Magic the Gathering card.
Oh, I really am unsure what I'm doing here in Bailite's position. Apparently, I'm getting in.
Well, you got to take the monarchy back.
Yeah, that's not unreasonable.
Unless they literally feed you their entire board.
Yeah, you have to throw like 3 creatures in play, and yeah, you get 1 creature back, admittedly. Oh, we're doing it. We're not doing it. What? What is this block? What does this block accomplish?
You don't get Monarch back.
Oh right,
Yeah.
I'm bad at math. I thought it was a 5/4.
Then it would have killed the key
line.
Trino if it was a 5/4.
Wait, what are you doing?
He's shamaning for Lurrus, I think?
Flash you're playing here?
You could, if you have something like Gore Clan Rampager, which I know is not a deck, but like some creature that's
which is uncastable.
Some sort of flash creature with a combat trick on it. Could do it. I don't.
They opt for Renegade Rallier.
Yeah, that makes sense. Not necessarily the choice of the card, but like that this was just a preemptive. Also, even if Beta wasn't in his life total conundrum, there's another conundrum in the top left corner that's pressuring him to play at a reasonable fast pace.
To be fair, I don't think that's that relevant though. Like this game.
No, like I'm saying, like this is a game that's gonna be hard for him to keep. Like he's struggling to just be hanging the seat of his pants.
Yeah, actually, wait. How does
they're just dead now? Bailite's just dead.
Yeah.
Bailite just lost the game. You don't have mana to activate that threat anymore. This is Bailite.
Didn't Renegade Rally? Wasn't that supposed to get something back?
I'm not sure. Murderous Rider costs life.
No, nothing left the battlefield. Renegade Valor. You guys were talking about Renegade Valor. Nothing left the battlefield. Two things left the battlefield for Luca. Nothing left for Bailite.
Agreed. Yeah, this is just gonna be a game. Like even if Bailite played that turn better, this was still a game. I think the best line online had been like crack the food token perhaps, and then play the Renegade Rally then if you really wanted to. Maybe. But like, yeah, no, that game was over due to time, due to bold state.
Yeah, due to a number of things. Well, let's keep the show moving. I'm gonna let you...
No, I agree, Lowman. I don't think Bailite would have been dead there if it wasn't for the time. I think there was some reasonable lines out.
Yeah, they were clearly not in a great spot.
It was definitely in a top spot.
Just quick announcements. If you want to join the Highlander Discord, !Discord finds it in chat. You can get a lot of help there. People are great. Join the Discord. It's amazing.
Yeah,
if you want to know more about the 10th point, go to !website or !10p. Both 10p gives us a small description. We are Highlander Highlander tournament thing, and the website's where you sign up. Next event gives you the poll to the next event. Also on the website is stuff like rules and past information. And finally, Twitch Prime. If you have a Twitch Prime, we would love it if it goes to us, but make sure it goes to someone. At the very least, someone deserves it more than Amazon. Like it should go to someone at the very least.
Yeah. So I just want to. Players. Oh, you first then.
No, yeah, sorry. I just wanted to make a point. We were talking earlier about the Discord, and we had a question in chat earlier about deck lists. about where they could find the deck lists that our players were playing, and you can probably scavenge them from the MTG Melee page of the event if you go on mtgmelee.com, which is the site we use to host our events. The tournament code for today is 5886, but the best way to do that is to go on the Discord and talk with the people that are making this deck, because then they can tell you if there's some difference, if they would make some changes to the list, all that sort of thing. They can give you directly maybe a link to a page on some deck hosting website that they maintain, so the deck list is updated to what they're doing. So I would really recommend joining the Discord also for that reason, because that's how you get access to these decks. We have a policy not to just post all the deck list in a dump somewhere, because they belong to our players, right? So if they want to have some sort of spicy secret, it's up to them. But we only divulge them with their permission. That's what we're doing. But
they do get posted after the tournament, though.
They are on MTG
not sure
Melee.
That's something we can actually even turn off if we want to.
Yeah, I don't think it's the case, sadly. But the best way to get them is from the Discord. It's just
next
the
round.
point that I wanted to.
We do have some
players
either way. Have someone to be, so we are getting the next round started. We have Bailite, Necropotence, Blahguy and Brahms, Evios and Luca, and Lowman and UnusualThunder. Those are our pairings.
Yeah, let's just
looking at the
let's go
2-0,
for
that
it.
would be UnusualThunder and Lowman that are 2-0 currently.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just watch
This what?
Let's just watch UnusualThunder and Lowman. I guess we've watched mono UnusualThunder so far, so maybe we want to watch somebody else.
Yeah, but we haven't watched Lowman. We have
also it's not
Blahguy,
like watching mono Bailite where it takes the whole round. No offense, Bailite, but like we have seen other decks in addition to we've watched 4 matches or so at this point.
Look,
right?
I'm just saying that Lowman may or may not be a mono red. I think it's gonna be a quick match if that's what we're watching. But yeah, no. Let's see what else. Evios and Luca, Blahguy and Brahms. Those are both, I believe, 1-1 matches. Yeah. The only 0-2 match is the Bailite Necropotence one, which doesn't have camps from Necro. So I say if you don't want to take the Lowman Thunder match, I'd probably recommend the Blahguy Brahms match or the Evios Luca match. Probably the Blahguy. Probably the Evios Luca match. I think will make for the more interesting game. All things taken into consideration.
All right.
You notified the players who are feature matches.
Yep. So let's see here. We will be having Evios and Luca. I'm not sure. Do we have a confirmation if Evios is in their green-red Stompy build, like mid-range?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So that is, as said, we have already seen Luca playing their full-colored like mid-range, mid-range, playing a lot of sort of mid-range cards. Like I was gonna say Earl. I'm not sure if Earl is really a mid-range card per se. That's just a good blue-red card, looking card in anything that's not trying to just kill someone in 5 seconds.
It's a good blue-red card. Makes sense. Euro being a great blue-red card.
I said blue-red, didn't I? Oh boy. No, good blue-green card. But no, we're just seeing Necrotols, Kitchen Things as but we also see like Corridor Monitor for like a sort of, what should we call it, like Venifire. I won't keep calling it Vanishar because I'm used to calling it that, but Venifire line to give a bit of a pod experience, and then it plays a Spellseeker line that we do in fact have a command for with the Time Walk command. And on the other side we have Evios playing their green-red Stomps. Plays
there's a
Manador,
Gaia's
plays
Cradle
3, 4, and 5 drops, and then kill people.
Although this hand kind of looks garbage.
I don't know. I think it actually looks quite reasonable. So 1-drop into a 2 in 1
You can't cast the
It's-
1-drop.
4.
Oh, never mind.
Can't
You
see a
can't.
brass.
You have literally City of Brass and Copperline Gorge, both very much able to
Oh,
cast
that's
it.
Copperline
Okay.
Gorge. I thought that was Rootbound Crag. I'll be honest.
I thought that the card to the left was an Icehide Golem, and that was the 1-drop we were talking about. None of those things were true.
Okay, challenge. I want the names left to right, one card at a time.
Just
No cheating.
Golem or Giant. I don't know what the stupid. This is a Modern Horizons card that gives you Monarch. I don't know what it does. I don't remember.
I think it's Ember something Captain.
City of Brass, Reclamation Sage, Gaia's Cradle, Copperline Gorge, Elves of the Deep Shadow. Then on Luca's point of view, we have Scrubland, Blackthorn Knight, I think, or something like that.
Blackland Spark.
I'm not.
Okay. Plains, Conclave Mentor, Ephemerate, Sylvan Heritage, and Verdant Catacombs.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get
that
you
acceptable.
Any I don't know half these cards' name either.
For what it's worth, it's not Elves of the Deep Shadow, it's just Elves of Deep Shadow.
Which is a weird choice, but fair enough, I suppose. There's probably some reasoning. Because it's not a specific place.
Yeah, it's just they come from a shadow that's deep. It's not like...
Wow, that's deep, bro. Yeah, I'm looking at this Conclave Mentor, and can you look up the list? Is there a combo with it? Is it just more?
I'll go dig in as soon as I'm done.
I have no clue what it's doing in there. I'll also admit there are a bunch of cards.
It's a 2-mana 2/2.
Feel like this feels like a list where Luca was like, I want to play a bunch of random solid things that gain life or block things in every color. Like this last is a key example of this. And they're just like, oh, I guess I have to win the game. I'll put in spells seeker combo and I don't know, Vanisher. This feels like a bit. It feels unconcentrated. It feels like it's trying to do this and that and those, and it just wins off having random good cards at times.
What, Luca building an unfocused deck list? Are you sure?
I was actually gonna say,
I don't know.
yeah.
I think
Luca's actually pretty good at staying on point with a theme.
Bit of a start here.
Which is actually why I'm a bit because is Luca we've seen do Madness, we've seen Luca do I was gonna say John Aggro, that's not the most hard theme to stay on, admittedly. We've seen Luca do Aristocrats, Solstice hybrid, which honestly, I think there was definitely some problems with the implementation, but it's a decent idea. There's a lot of sort of the Lifegain effects and those kind of lists that just overlap. But yeah, no, I think there's a bit of I find the concept for the list, like a mid-range deck that just has a Spellseeker line out, perfectly reasonable.
So, I don't like not playing the Castle Embereth here. I feel like you can just play the Castle Embereth for free here, basically.
Yeah.
And activate it. You're not doing anything else.
There's one problem with that, and that is that it does require a mountain to come into play untapped. And you currently do not have a mountain.
That's reasonable.
There is literally no card in the entirety of the deck that enters the battlefield with +1/+1 counters or has the capability of putting +1/+1 counters.
Is there a Spike Feeder or something that?
Not that they saw.
I vote after this game, if there's still a match going on, we just spend 5 seconds to ask Luca why there's a Conclave Mentor in his deck.
We got it, right?
I'm trying to think this through. Have we seen anything?
There's Knight of Autumn.
That is not a reasonable
reason. That's not. No.
Tireless Tracker picks up counters?
No, it does, but that's not a good reason either.
I'm just telling you all of the cards that pick up counters in this deck. Scavenging Ooze picks up counters?
No, continue.
These are fine cards, but not enough to play a 2-mana 2/2 for green and white. If I build my deck around +1/+1 counters, yeah, I'm pretty happy to play this card. This card's fucking rocks.
I feel like Luca may have thought Conclave Mentor was a different card at some point and put it in his deck, and then didn't realize it until he drew it, or thought it was Conclave Mentor was a name for another card, right?
Maybe it's one of the
named
free freeze, green white free
Yeah.
freeze.
Oh, wait. I meant to register Monastery Mentor. This is awful.
Monastery Mentor's probably not that great in this deck. Not gonna lie. Not a lot of non-creatures. There's some punters and such. But that's about it.
There's 21
Ephemerate
non-creature
on-
spells.
Oh look, Conclave Mentor just gained 2, guys. I don't know why we're shitting on this card. The card was busted.
This
It's
deputy
almost
is
as
gonna
good as
probably
Impassioned Orator.
keep the Simple Wall Captain in lockdown for a while.
I cannot find literally another card in the entire deck that references ++ encounters.
Yeah, no, I feel like this is. It feels like an
Like, it
accidental
has to be a
mistake.
mistake, right?
Radha coming down here, allowing us to play some mountains off the top, perhaps. That is a joke. Haha, funny.
Ephemerate, you're idiot. Now. Why are you ephemerating O?
I have absolutely no clue. I guess we
Sure.
prevent some damage this way and remove some counters? Question mark? Question mark? Can we get
What
Ember
is on
Wild
top of your life?
up on the screen here?
So why is there is this Steam Vents or is this a, yeah, why is there Steam Vents?
I believe, if I remember correctly, Evios is in fact splashing blue for a singular card, and you're never gonna guess it. What is the card people would perhaps splash blue for in their green red deck?
Oko.
Yep, bingo. You
Oko.
won $1 billion.
Oko.
Sure is.
Oko.
We have in fact seen you can stop now.
Oko.
We know. Have you taken your pills?
Oko.
I think that's a no.
Oko. There's just an
And in all
Oko.
seriousness, the joke's bad now.
Okos.
Yeah, no, this is gonna be a difficult game for Lewis when your opponent has Monarchy and you have lands.
No, you
Just lands.
you have a combined power of 1 on the battlefield right now. Like
Truly feels
it's just dominating this battlefield with your combined
scary, so
1
frightening.
power.
Yeah, we're gonna see this Phoenix presumably go down next turn. How much mana do we have on this side?
Oh, there's a finale of Devastation.
I repeat, how much mana do we have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 mana.
I count 9 if you play a land here.
I'm not counting if you play land. I'm just counting what you have on the battlefield right now.
Yeah, that's why I added that for clarity.
Yeah.
So we can
So
get
less than 12
just
is
about
what I'm
anything, but we're not getting the trigger currently. And that is of course that means we're casting it for X equals 7. So
No, but you could get like
we wait a
Primeval Titan here.
But like, if we wait a turn and we play a couple of creatures now, we might actually just get to cast it for X equals 10 and win. Is it correct? Debatable.
I mean, you could just
fun.
play your Phoenix and your Rexage here.
Exactly,
Like,
that's what I'm saying. Just go white.
That's
What could
2
go
more
wrong?
mana plus your things. That brings you to 11, so that means you have to draw land, basically.
Yeah. Seems easy.
Also, this way, I think you actually get to activate your Castle Embereth.
Nope.
If you can.
I imagine we're just gonna want to save the life then, it seems like. Or
You do get the you would have gotten to.
Are we doing X equals 4 then? Maybe. Or X equals 3.
You could get Questing Beast. Probably just getting a quest.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's
getting an Elder Gargoyle. That's my new guess, actually.
Yes.
That's one mana too much, I believe. It's X equals 4. No, wait a second.
Oh, how about the Glorybringer?
Oh, Glorybringer. Yeah, oh yeah, and kill the deputy. Yeah, no, sure. That's reasonable too. Yeah, no, yeah, Luca's pretty much in the land. Nope.
Luca's in the concession
Luca was
mode.
dead there. I think you just try and see if you can draw Spellseeker and win.
1, 2, 3, 4 plus 4. I mean, you have no board, and then you.
Wait,
you go to.
No, we had the blue mana. I think Spellseeker time walked blue, but it just won the game there though.
Did they have enough mana
you don't have the...
start it?
Don't have what?
You don't have mana.
Yeah, I don't think you had the mana to cast
playing a land in hand. How do you not have the mana for Spellseeker combo?
He's at
It
6
costs
mana,
like
and you had like
7, I think, is Spellseeker plus Ephemerate plus Ewit.
Yeah, they had
and
Ephemerate
then you go.
Gray, so you had to regrow it or something.
You need 7 mana. I think Luca had 5 in play.
Spellseeker, that's free. Then you want to get the regrowth back, the Ephemerate back from the Grey. So that's presuming you play regrowth. That's 6 mana. Then 8 with these Time Walk. So yeah, I guess
you have to Ewit.
Oh yeah, if you only have Ewit, that's even more mana. That's 9 mana. That's no way near enough.
I guess it's 6 to start. So the turn that you start, it is Spellseeker, find Ephemerate, Spellseeker, cast time, find Time Walk, cast Time Walk.
Here. I don't like Uro in this deck.
And then you have another turn.
But this is a nice curve. 1-drop into Uro into another 1-drop, and next turn we can just slam like more free drops.
Okay. I'm gonna be gone for a few minutes.
Absolutely. I don't know, Santi, this Spurgy here, what do you think about that one?
This card's interesting. I don't hate it in medium red decks because the backside's kind of absurd.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a 3 mana 3/3 that gives you mediocre value if you don't get the backside, so it's fine. It's a fine inclusion. How relevant
does the front side be on 3 mana 3/3? Like especially the add mana clause?
It's not that relevant, but I mean, it's not like the cost to play it is not that high. Is the main reason.
Okay, taking the safe line of play here, playing the Brahms. You could try and hit, say, a white source essentially with a Corsair. But no, choosing to just.
I'm really liking this Domri's ambush to.
Oh look, it's a 0 mana Elvish Mystic. Effectively.
Why is it 0 mana?
Because of Virgie. You cast for a green, you get a red. Law of equal exchange or something, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Can we both Scavenging Ooze and we can, but can we do so without, more precisely, can we do so playing the
And now we can Domri's ambush.
Yeah. We'd actually even do so without playing a land. I was gonna say, could we do it with playing a land without playing a land? And yeah, we can.
Kill the Brimals.
Can we do it? Yes, we can. And attack 4 because it's not a fight spell. And now we just have like Nissa, and oh boy, does Nissa and Bertie just go burr all the way to Spain.
There's a Vivian, not a Nissa.
Did I say Nissa?
You did say Nissa.
I said Vivian. But
you want me to clip it and ship it to you?
You're more than welcome to, but I don't care. You're probably right. So no, this Vivian, I just presume you play like the Vivian here, leaving the Scalding Taunt so you have the flexibility of fetching if need be. And then you have like 1 to 2 mana to cast whatever and sub in your library if you want to. Or just make a free. Sorry, and make a free, not or. This is not an exclusive statement. Chupacabra? Not bad. Gets rid of the Birchie here. Gets rid of Scavenging Ooze, which I want. Iscaria too. Probably a Goose, I imagine. Yeah, no, we're probably just gonna see the Vivian get slammed here and play presumably a tap land, I imagine, depending on what's the top.
Link has been clipped and shipped now.
Yeah, that's not unreasonable. Yeah.
This is a reasonable attack, it looks like.
Agreed.
2 4/4s coming in.
Well, a free, which can easily become. Nope, it becomes a 4/4. Makes sense. We have the mana to just cast our Vivian nonetheless.
Yeah.
And have a red floating, so when we have a Goblin guard on top.
Wait, I left and we got a clip? What the hell? Man, I can't leave you guys alone for a second.
Look, all that
Why?
happened is
Isn't
that I
clips
may
a
have made
good
us a
thing?
Nizza.
Yeah, clips are good
Oh, by the
things. What
way,
happened?
you make fun of me saying Nizza instead of Vivian, but you can't spell either Vivian or Nizza.
I can spell them. It was
Clearly not.
Vivian, Vivien. I thought there's a second I. Is Nissa spelled with
You
an
wrote
I?
Vivian and Nusa.
It is
Or Vivian, not Nusa.
whatever.
That's what you get. That's what you get. That's
I have
karma.
a more pertinent question. Is
That's
this
no.
still game 1?
Yes.
Yeah. No, this is game 2. Game 1 ended a long
Don't
time
let him
ago.
know.
The board state was completely different. Like Marco was here when game 1 was conceded by
Okay.
Luca.
Because an upheaval was cast or something. I don't know. Come to your own conclusion. I don't know.
I'm trying to update the graphics.
And I'm trying to throw wedge into your work. Can't you just respect me for who I am?
No, I have no respect for you guys.
Dang it. I tried.
Well, you ask stupid questions, you get stupid answers.
Yeah. So sadly, there's no creature on top here, and while affection is pretty good with Vivian, it's pretty good in play, not on top of library. So we're just gonna see a free here, I presume, and pass the turn. However, there's a ton of mana from Eevee, so as soon as we do see
Although Time Walk into Ephemerate is kind of
oh my
hilarious.
god, if we find the fucking weird here, Jesus fuck.
I mean, you're not
If
even
we find the
close to
fucking
win.
natural, that'd be disgusting. Well, I mean, then we just jump, jump, block.
I mean, there's no way for you to draw the card past Time
So you
Walk.
play
or
a
past
Flavorful
Ephemerate.
Sphere, you kill a token, you Time Walk.
Yeah, and then you draw Ephemerate, and then you can't draw any more
And
cards.
you can attack with the Corso as well, because it's a free 5 then.
It's fine, but like you can't draw any more cards after this Ephemerate.
Choosing
It's impossible.
I disagree with that. Oh, I guess you can kill the Burgie this way. I think that's fine then. True. Ephemerate the Flavorful so you can blink the Necropotence. That's not really Necropotence, but you know, it's Chupacabra. Nom 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 by Burgie.
Now you draw Ephemerate. Ephemerate. Target.
Reflect the Mage is not bad either. It's not the best, but it's not bad either. So we attack Vivian down to 1.
Attacks Vivian.
Yeah. Do you blink the Chupacabra to kill the birds just to get Vivian down to 1?
I'm just attacking with Flicker Wisp. Make them chump with their birds.
If I'm in Eevee's position here, I'm chump blocking. I want my Vivian 4. I
mean, the difference between 5 and 2 is not the biggest in the world.
Why doesn't one of these beasts have reach?
Because Exalted.
I don't know. Like that was a thing where I would have given the second one reach, but
just all the lands there. Is this a land on top? Is Eevee's cursed?
It's Grim Lavamancer.
Lavaman.
Look, I know I made a joke about Goblin Guy, but that would have been pretty good top deck if you just played tapped all out, cast a spell, got a red man of Virgin, and just guys, I guess I have a Grim Lavamancer on top. I'll play it for free. But no, yeah, we'll just try and see if we can chain some cards off here with even Vivian.
I mean, you're plussing to give your idiot reach.
Yeah, no, you want to have reach here, agreed.
This game is actually fairly close now, which is kind of dumb. Not gonna lie.
I don't know if I think it is as close.
This Reflector Mage makes it fairly close. You get to kill the Vivian next turn.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
I guess if you use both Ephemerate effects, you might.
Yeah, you use Ephemerate and Reflector Mage, end up killing Vivian. I would do that.
The mage like the token, yeah, true.
I would have activated Raging Ravine here, though. Attack with this Raging Ravine. That's doing
why? You should have played the Gruul Armament already and just seen what you had on top.
That's fair. You could have just cast the
I'm not really sure why we're attacking already. Like, this feels too early to be attacking. Like, I want to see what happened on top. I want to have some more information before I choose to either activate Ravaging Ravine or do something else.
I think that Evios is trying to get Luca to use their Ephemerate sooner.
Yeah, hoping to have them block here. Because you're at low 5 total. I could honestly see just double blocking one elk. And then,
yeah, I don't like the
Troop in to block the other one.
The other one getting blocked right now.
Yeah. No, I kind of like just trading for one of them and then jumping the other and then blinking out the jumper. Hi,
There's
boy.
a land. Now you have no excuse for why you didn't activate it.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying. What the hell? What is with these light draws from Luca? Jesus Christ! Just one after the other. Also, I dislike not playing the ephemerate last turn. Actually,
You can play the
it's not
ephemerate
the end of the
here
world,
now.
but like
You can just ephemerate here.
don't
Target either
allow them
shoot.
to block with the Birds of Paradise. You do not want this Vivian to stay around. Please, thank you. I guess the advantage is now you have more flexibility with your Chupacabra or Flare Wisp.
Yeah, the problem is you have to like not be dead to this Grim Lava Mancer in 2 turns.
Yeah, I just don't like the way I'll say it. Evious through all lands, got little lands just drawn. That happens, but not casting the Grim Lava Mancer before doing anything like that.
It
Just
is
feels
worth
wrong.
mentioning that if Luca wants to time walk combo, they do have to do it through a scavenger ground, which might be complicated.
Right. So I'm trying
That's
to think.
something I had not realized before.
You mentioned they had corridor monitored. What else do they have that can go along with this Prime Speaker Magnifier? Is that like literally it?
But the Prime Speaker doesn't have haste, so it doesn't do anything next turn.
No.
Anyway.
I'm not saying like it does something next time. I'm just trying to figure out what this Prime Speaker does beyond just being a general like utility tutor. If it does actually give a full-on combo line, and if so, what is that combo line? Because if that combo is just one drop into corridor monitor into Spellseeker, then I'm kind of disappointed. Much like how I'm disappointed with how they chose to tap their mana. So how do we block here? We can double block a Beast Token, need the Mystic. We can double block the Ravine. And
the only thing you can let hit you is this elf. Anything else that hits you is
yeah. Yeah, that's actually completely true. There's a Grim Lava. That's true. Yeah, and then you have to jump the elk as well. So I'm trying to see, is there a way to is there a way to no, I don't see
this
a better
is
block
best
than this.
blocks.
Yeah.
Although I'm definitely killing this Courser Crewfix if I'm Evios. I disagree with this because
not important.
Now I guess Reflector Mage.
Actually,
with
no, it doesn't really matter unless there's unless there's land on top.
Yeah, but that's how like there being a land. I guess
Yeah,
because
but like if they draw
Evios
land
took
what
one
they
there.
go to 4. I have
no. This was correct. After thinking about it more, it was correct because now if there was a Reflector Mage would have been able to hit Grim Lava Mancer on the correct back. Although that the ephemerate should have just hit this flicker was the target Grim Lava Mancer to survive another turn. But with that said, this game is over and the match is over. Luke Evios 1-2-0.
Yeah, so that makes a lot of sense. We do see Evios taken down here. Despite honestly being for sure moment and just being on the behind there. Feeling like they could actually lose, but no, Luca being at 4 just means that a couple reasonably sized creatures can just get there. Green red just playing 3/3s, 4/4s, and 5/5s, and creatures around those stat lines, and just punishing you. So we see Brahms here on a bit of a slow Hoof start. Unless this is no, I think no, we see a wasteland here, so there's a stomping ground like a wasteland.
I would say that this is mostly just a fast start by. It is turn 3.
I can tell you this.
It is
Brahms has
turn
only 2
3.
cards in hand, so this is probably a mulligan or 2 from Brahms at least.
Yeah.
Forest, Noble, Stomping Ground, 2 cards in hand.
Yeah.
Much Brahms mulligan in this game. It's not looking good.
Probably to 4, it looks like.
Yeah. Maybe, 4 on the play, probably. Seems reasonable. Nothing's been exiled. Yeah, and I probably just imagine Lucas just gonna like
We're on the
slam.
draw.
I kinda just like playing the Anja's Ravager, right?
Oh, also, since we have Luca in the booth, can we ask? Can we take the opportunity to ask about the stupid conclave mentor before the question?
Please.
Sure. What was this card
We
again?
are unsure why you included that. And we have a couple hypotheses. One is that you just feel it's good enough with Scoos and a couple 3 or 4 cards that game plus 1 some kindness. The others is it's an accident.
Conclave mentor.
Yes, correct.
Well, it is a combination of things. There are a couple of ways to generate counters in this deck. There's Goose and Knight among, I think, is the primary ones that were in previous iterations more ways. Anyways, so that is a secondary upside, but primarily it is a bear that gains life.
Wait, against life? Oh, on death, right?
Yeah, it gains life on death.
When it dies, you gain life equal to its power. And this deck, as I have posted in chat, is called Anti-Aggro. Now, is this the best 2-drop life gain? No. It's the one I put in there.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I see.
That's the entire reason. That's also why I'm playing Maya Triton and all the walls.
I have a follow-up question, actually. How many creatures that are capable of putting +1/+1 counters on themselves do you think you have in the deck?
That's what I said. It's Night of Autumn and Scavenging Ooze.
Yeah, I think there was a third one. Yeah, and Tireless Tracker, and that's it. That's literally
Tireless Tracker. Oh yeah.
So if you're playing Lone, or if you're playing a Conclave Mentor because it gains 2 when it dies, why not just play Lone Missionary?
That's the thing. First off, I'd forgotten it existed. I was reacquainted with it today. Secondly, it's only got 1 toughness.
Look, can I just ask, what is it with everyone playing Lifegain decks?
The aggro decks have been punishing. Like, it's been my toughest matchup as an aggro deck. So I changed off of the aggro deck to this thing, which is it's an Abzan deck with Time Walk combo.
Not gonna lie, it feels more like a bad deck with black, but that's just been my experience in what I've seen.
And that's more because I'm playing so many, like, that's because I'm playing the Brainstorm Ponder Preordain. Like, I don't really if you look at the how often it shows up, I think it's more Abzan. That's how I designed it anyways.
Yeah.
I have actually another question.
Yeah.
Not to be rude.
No,
but
I forgot about the question I was going to ask.
I think we need to talk about it. Not a lot's happening in a way that's really giving us any doubt here, because it's looking like Brahms here struggling with 0 cards in hand. Does have a Scavenging Ooze here, definitely able to stave some off, but like we have a 4/5 double striker here in the Knight, as well as an opposition agent, both of which are definitely able to put some damage in. We have a Spike Jester plus a Pump Spell now able to come down, which means this is I'm not sure how many creatures that's currently able to be eaten, but this should be lethal because this is at least 6 damage, definitely more because of the Knight doubles up depump. This is a pretty easy lethal. I would just play the Spike Jester and just swung with everything here.
Yeah, like, this is an attack for 12.
Just tell them, just let them know that don't waste your time.
No, but this is more damage, right? If you pump instead of...
You can do both.
No, the pump costs 3.
Yeah. But you can
Spike
still play
Jester
the
costs
Spike
2.
Jester
There's
and
only
Aggro.
4 mana.
And blocking here doesn't really matter because it has trample. Oh, you mean +3/+3? So yeah, that's +6 damage. Yeah, true. I see what you mean now. Yeah, no, I forget the creature has an activate ability sometimes.
Oh yeah, that card can. It's real good with a cleave.
Yep. It big. It's one of the wonders that you're just like, why is this creature so big? It costs 1 mana. Like, it makes Experiment 1 and like Pelt Collector just like kind of shrink in comparison sometimes. Like,
yeah, like this creature attacks for 14. This is currently threatening 14 damage if uncontested.
Knight of the Ebon Legion, it's a card, dude. I think it's honestly the best black 1-drop.
That attacks
Like,
for damage? I think that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah. I think the argument for the second, yeah, okay, the best one that attacks for damage. There's an argument for Death Rush Shaman for being the actual best, but that's not mono black, which is what I meant.
You also have to throw Goblin Lucky, right, in the consideration. Because depending on what happens, there is nothing more terrifying than a Goblin Lucky hitting you. Anything could happen.
I'm talking specifically mono black 1-drop.
Oh, mono black. Okay, yeah.
Because then we have a much more difficult discussion if we're talking just 1-drops overall. There's a lot of good 1-drops. Jesus Christ, people. But if you're talking mono black, I'm thinking Knight. I'm thinking what else is there? Note. I think Knight is pretty easy first place.
I mean, if you look at what is best like across all formats of Magic, you have to give the nod to Death Shadow.
True, Death Shadow is actually really good 1-drop. Yeah, that's definitely.
But
Evolution definitely easier to play and just be good.
Yeah, like in Canadian Highlander, where you can't play Death Shadow as easily.
I mean, in general, like you technically still have to work for it in like modern.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not saying
it's not that hard to work for Death Shadow in modern.
It's not hard to work, but it's still like you actually have to work for it.
But the thing is that you have to work for it.
Play it, deal damage, or have free mana, preferably both.
Yeah, no, I mean, don't get me wrong. Knight of the Ebon Legion is awesome. Like, I'm not justifying that. In terms of just purely amount of power packed in one card, it's
I'm not
definitely...
sure what exactly we're waiting on here. Just
Brahms roping? Is that what's happening?
Getting roped out here. He's just BMing us, that's all that's happening. Nope, it resolved. Do we know what the score is? Is it actually 1-0 to Brahms' favor?
No. No, I did not have a chance to see that.
I mean, we talk all about Berserk, but this is basically Berserk.
You gotta believe in the cleave.
Berserk. I mean, really. It doubles power effectively by double striking, and it gets +1, and it gets trample. It does everything.
You just gotta believe in the cleave.
Absolutely. Like, that is a card that, like, even in mono red sees some real consideration. It does actually get ironically better in non-mono red versions because you want to be playing a lot burn in mono red, which once you start going into multiple colors, you tend to play more creatures and less interaction.
Yeah, it's just that you have a bigger selection of good creatures, right? Like, it's just like in mono red, you play whatever good creatures red has, and then you get to the end of them, and like, well, I guess I'll fill my deck with burn spells because I don't want to play, I don't know, Jackal Pop that loses the game if it gets damaged or whatever. It's like...
Agreed. That is definitely the advantage you will always get, but you will also have the disadvantage of not so much necessarily taking the damage from like Transapocrypsis, though that's definitely relevant too, but or the getting hit by a Blood Moon or Back to Basics, but just the fact that you will stumble as a 2-color mana base. Not necessarily because you can't find the right lands in time necessarily. You probably have a reasonable draw of lands still, but you'll probably have a situation where you want to go turn 1 creature that costs black, turn 2 creature that costs red. Perhaps if you get too greedy, and if you don't get too greedy, well then are you getting enough value out of playing 2 colors? It's suddenly the question you have to ask yourself. And sometimes the answer is yes, sometimes the answer is no.
Blahguy
like
in shot
is a pretty good example of this because I feel like a lot of the really good white cards you get can easily end up being 1 white or white.
Blahguy in chat said, I blacked out for a second after controlling a 10-11 double strike temple death touch creature. Which, I mean, fair.
So let's see, do we actually have any games left? Yep.
So Necro and Bailite are still playing, but sadly they sent the
Maybe
game to no
ported.
watchers, so we can't see.
Oh wait,
Sad.
I thought they reported.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think Lowman's in chat, so I was gonna ask if they actually have finished the match. Or if Lowman's been like multitasking, playing mono red, not too difficult while watching chat, I'll admit.
Oh, Lowman's been done.
Lowman is done.
Like, Lowman's been done for a while.
Yeah, in that case, we just need a result.
We were talking earlier about, I've been explaining Lowman that the sharing the hand is easier now, so we have that conversation going on. It's been a delight having Lowman talking about stuff. In chat.
Oh, sorry, I was.
Yeah, Necro's playing Bailite.
I saw the I read incorrectly for some. I don't know why, but in my head is at Bailite, and I was like, yeah, that's Lowman.
What is Necro playing? That's, I mean, obviously Bailite.
I'm a dumbass.
So Necro is on some sort of Sultai deck? Just mid-range, I guess? I could see how that ended up being a slogfest.
Yeah. Absolutely.
There's some spice here. Embodiment of Agony.
You said Abzan mid-range, right?
You
said Abzan, right? Or
no, Sultai. Like, Bailite's on Abzan. I think Necro's on Sultai.
Sultai, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, there's some spice here.
The last 2 weeks, maybe not last week, but definitely there was a week where they were playing at the Abzan list that they tried throwing together.
So
Necro, by no means afraid to try out new things.
Okay, never mind. There has to be some sort of shenaniganery going on, right? Like they have Clutch of the Undercity in their deck. That means that there's something unfair going on. What's happening?
I can already tell you what that is then. There's
they're
an
not
enchantment that costs 4 mana.
They're not in Town Vault this week.
There's an enchantment that costs 4 mana, my friend.
There's an enchantment that costs 4 mana?
Yep. I don't need
Wilderness Rec?
Correct.
Okay.
I can spare you the time and tell you it's a Wilderness Rec exclamation tag list.
Okay.
Knowing Necro.
Not sure I would go so far as playing Touch of the Undercity, but you know.
We're getting a question here from Necro if we want to share up Bailite's whole screen.
I mean, are they still gonna be going on for like a long time? I guess is the question.
Good question. I mean, they're game free, I know that much.
Yeah.
Good question. 20 minutes each. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that's not good news. See you tomorrow, people. Have fun.
Be back.
Oh boy.
I'll just go
so,
and share this screen from.
Yeah, that might have to be what's happening here. It's gonna be ugly, but it's gonna have to work.
It's probably better.
Yeah, if you contact Bailite, Santi and I will try and stall. This is me stalling.
We're gonna stall. Rotting Vegasaur, best card. Change my mind.
God. I think there's a better way to stall, and that's actually.
I know for a fact that's not even your favorite card.
That's fair.
There you go. I changed your mind.
Easy. Doesn't even have trample. You know what card Rotting Vegasaur is really good with?
Bastion Rootwalla, my actual favorite card.
Oh, yeah, that too. Okay, people in chat, what is your favorite card? Give us the.
We do have what appears to be a computer screen.
We have what appears to be a computer screen. Santi with the high-tech descriptions.
Look, I'm not a computer science person for nothing.
It's not the best way of handling things, but
True name
So
or
looking
how to
at this
play a
board,
powerful
it
card
looks
too
like
much.
there's a Soul Warden, a Gilded Goose, Stitcher Supplier, and Bell Haunt. Don't remember the last part of that name. It's a 3/4 for 4 mana that discards card and gains 3 life when it enters. That's enchanted by Animate Dead and an opposition agent with an Archanger of Thune just entering the battlefield.
And now everything gets pumped.
On the other side of the battlefield, there appears to be a true name and an Oko, and I'm just mentioning all of this just for people who are having trouble seeing this with the lower quality than average.
I just want to file a complaint with Wizards of the Coast, which is that the Heart Basilica Bell Haunt doesn't have Haunt, but
Looks like we see the true name block the opposition agent here.
Yeah, that is the creature with the most power that is attacking that you can actually
and
kill.
Oko got killed there. Okay, so Oko's now dead.
That's not
reasonable.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, right now the only card that's like, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of cards on this board that you want. Oh, you're tagging? I'm gonna see a sweeper here.
You got a Toxic Deluge here.
Yeah, I imagine we're gonna see a sweeper here. Like anything else feels wrong.
Damnation.
Damnation.
Yeehaw. So Necro has one card in hand. Bailite has Swords and Winding Way. Winding Way, very important here, is going to refill its hand here.
And also having priority here in the amount of draw. Oh, Essence won! Game's over!
Card's better than Impassioned over. Only hit which...
But, okay, is it better than the white ones?
If you're playing elves, it is.
True. But I'm talking in this deck here.
In this deck, it's does Essence Ward an May ability? Is Essence Ward an May ability?
Essence Warden, yes.
What does it do?
And it's better than Soul Warden. If Essence Warden is a May ability, then it's better than Soul.
No, it is not a May ability.
Then it's not better than Soul Warden.
Yeah, I mean, I think if it was a May ability, it would be Hold Essence Attendant.
There.
The problem with that is that Essence Attendant actually came out after Essence Warden was printed.
Yeah. So there is actually an argument. I think that Essence Warden is slightly better than Soul Warden because of the creature type being elf and not human.
Yeah.
Because I think in Bailite's deck, if you play a Plague Engineer, just naming something randomly, human is probably a better pick than elf.
Also, it pitches to a relevant force, because nobody plays Force of Valor, but Force of Vigor is a card
one
that's actually
argument
played
in favor of the other one is Soul Feast and Famine, but that's like about it, and that's not something we're going to be seeing in this matchup here. So, and that is a small thing, and if you're trying to block something with a sword on it with an Essence Warden, you're in a bad position already, probably.
So we're gonna see. So we see Tarmogoyf Essence Warden get in here. Draw was of course their Krufix turn, so not a bad one.
What is Necro looking at here in hand? Because they're gonna have to find something.
Necro's been playing a card each turn. They still have. Is it one card or no? They have 3 cards.
They at least have a Chemist's Insight, I agree. Yeah, so they do have something to do this turn at the very least.
So this thing's probably getting countered if I were to guess.
Yeah, if there is a counterspell available, which it feels like with the way.
Just imagine you have what else is in your hand?
You have 3 cards in the graveyard, and I think that's what they're leaning towards.
And then discard something in Chemist's Insight to hopefully find what? Snapcaster for Damnation.
I'm gonna say now that Necro is not playing Snapcaster. The card's too expensive.
Card's not that expensive on Moto.
How much is Snapcaster?
It's like a couple ticks on Moto, I think.
Really? Not more than that?
MTG card order. Well, okay. Snapcaster's about 9 ticks right now.
Yeah, that's a good bid.
Nope, it's about 5 ticks. It's 5 ticks for the Innistrad version.
Yeah, and that was in reasonable demand, so it's not like it's unacquirable.
Yeah.
Can someone explain why MGDO cards sometimes are cheaper in foil?
Because people just want to have 4 of the same kind, and it's hard to get 4 foils on MTGO.
Also, foil on MTGO is awful. That is the other thing. It just doesn't look good.
Yeah, it's like why would you foil your card? It's just too much. Like, it's not worth it.
That's not bad. It's not great either.
No.
Now we're probably gonna see like Carlo Goif here, I imagine.
Yeah.
Because we already know what's on top, and it's on land, so we don't get anything out of keeping the Corsair this turn.
And that's
more damage.
You get 2 counters on your call off that way,
So
or
how
just
many
one.
cards
I think it's 1.
in Necro's hand? Is it 4? It says, or does it say 1?
It's 4. 4 cards in
Okay,
Necro's hand.
so that means Necro isn't out of this yet. I think 1 card would make it really tough to win this game.
So we see Tarmogoyf.
Why would you not play the?
Is Karlov only like when you gain life once per turn? Is it every time you gain life?
Every time.
Then I don't know.
So I feel like unless you really want to like keep swords up.
You want to keep this food up in case you didn't crack this food?
Yes, baby. Gotta play around them dealing 24 points of damage. Or even 25. Gotta be safe. Yeah, no, that's just a bad unless you want to play around, I don't know. Force Spike?
It's just poor sequencing.
And even then, I think actually the Carlos better.
Bailite's now saying that probably should have gone the other way first.
Yeah. Don't forget online foils suck. Yeah, it seems there's a pretty good agreement on that one.
I do like Bailite's commitment to spelling out Tarmogoyf with the capital T in his notepad.
I mean, Bailite and I disagree on some things. Not a lot, but some. But we're both in we spell things properly, we put proper punctuation in our texts camp. Mind Twist getting cast there?
Mind Twist, Necro mind twisting herself for lethal.
Yeah, probably having no answer for what's on board here, I presume. Is the only real conclusion I can come to here. So we are going to have that be our 4th round, actually, I do believe, as soon as we get the pairings in. Sorry, not the pairings, the results in. I believe those 2 and 1 for Bailite's favor.
Yep.
And then, in a moment, we should have our 4th and final round ready.
Yep. So Lowman's gonna have to drop because they have a personal matter that came up. So
that's reasonable.
We'll have to do without that, but we still get. So I guess I'm gonna drop them. I don't think they dropped them. So.
No. I mean,
right, obviously, because they're not even themselves, so you would have.
I could drop them.
Yeah, okay, so you drop them. Let's start there.
How do I drop someone? That's the next thing.
The one thing that's a bit
click here
awkward
to
about that is
drop.
the
Are
fact
you
that
sure
it's
you
our
want to
3
drop?
and
Yes,
0 that's dropping, but that's just how life is.
Yeah, I mean, if something came up and it's more important than us running a tournament on Magic Online,
100%.
It's kind of how life is at some point. It's not.
Yeah, I think I've dropped myself.
Yes, that is a player with a buy, so dropping has been successful.
Drop it like it's hot.
Let's do pairings. Bailite was
have
given
we actually
the
gotten the report in from the Necro? Yeah, we have, in fact. Yes. So we have Bailite getting a bye. We have Evis and Brahms, Luca and Necro, and UnusualThunder and Blahguy playing.
UnusualThunder
So-
versus Blahguy is the only like 6 versus 6 player per round, and they both have a camera, so I'm gonna say we watch that one.
Reasonable.
I have a button that I can click on my controller that says make Fisher match, but I have no idea what that does. Like, I don't know if the players get notified or something.
Good question. We'll have to try it at one point.
I mean, I use it. Like, I am doing it. I just have to ask the players.
Even better then. We have to ask the players at one point.
So shout out to the fact we
while
have not
getting the
gotten
game up,
any sort of
time.
software crash today. So that's pretty hype.
We still have a whole nother round left, dude.
I know. I'm just saying. Yeah, we haven't yet. Haven't none of that yet. I suppose I should have said.
Yeah. So just to go over what we have here, matchup once again. We do have UnusualThunder once again on their blue-red moon deck, as well as blue-red snow moon, perhaps if you want to be even more specific, playing a bit of a snow sub theme. And Blahguy on we didn't see a lot of Blahguy, but we did see them attack for 20 points of damage with a giant creature in their giant Aggro deck. Speaking of giant creatures, they actually have Knight of the Ebon Legion once again in hand.
I think
Might see
that
some
goes
more
in the quotes. By the way, I'm gonna add that quick.
At what?
I blacked out for a couple seconds, but
Oh yeah, no, that's going quotes 100%.
when I had a 10-11 trample double stack death touch creature.
Yeah, that's a classic now. You have been immortalized. Do you feel happiness, peasant?
Is there a way to get a list of all the quotes we have?
Yeah.
Yes.
I posted that earlier in the week, actually. There's like a link you can go to. And you can see the things. So if you see that thing that you just posted, that link that you just posted, if instead of /command/ to 10th point, you write /quotes/ to 10th point, you just get to a list of quotes.
So how would you curve here? Because you can play the 1-drop, but then suddenly you only get you get a count on your experiment 1, but that's losing your mana. I think at least you should have played the Scalding Tarn, so you're gonna gotten like a tapped land, and just been that bit more effective. If you're doing this anyways. Also, you just happen to be playing around Spell Snare, which is nice when your opponent has it. Bit of a lot of hands from there was a Dark Fading that we couldn't see. I presume they drew one of the lands, not sure which one. Gonna play a fetch, probably get rid of some of those lands. Yep. And then
I like how we just have deleted quotes. Sorry.
yeah, are we gonna see Ancestor? No, we're gonna see Arkham Astronate go down here. Are we gonna see them just hold one of them up? Yeah, with a False Scar in hand, that seems pretty reasonable. Leave spells in there and False Scar up here for Blahguy's turn.
So when you see a deleted quote, that's me
that
made a typo somewhere, so I deleted it and wrote it again. So that's the next quote, but it keeps track.
That's gonna see a spell there. Yeah, and we're gonna see a 1-drop swing in for free here. Grow the Knight. That is 3 damage, correct? To grow the Knight.
It's 3 mana. Yeah, 200 block.
No, 3 damage.
Oh, I think it's 4 actually. I think it's a player has lost at least 4 life, and it can be you actually.
Yes, I'm aware, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
We sometimes you just like
play just activate your Anointed Vanguard with this.
Get a shock land, play an untap shock land, activate your shock. It is 4, which makes sense because that means it can activate itself just exactly by getting in for full damage. Which means, in fact, that we will not be seeing a Crow this turn, as there's just 1 damage short, even with the Falcon Wrath Gorger here in hand. Now, if it was collective damage dealt this turn, then it would be a different tale. But it is not.
Yeah. It
Actually,
technically doesn't even.
you can grow it. You can get like a you can get a shock land here because you already take 1 damage from your pain land. So if you want to grow
Right,
your
yeah,
knight,
you can make yourself lose 4 life.
Yeah, I think that is a perfectly reasonable choice. Get like a blood crypt here, take 2, go down to 14, play a 2/1. I actually really like that.
They didn't see the line. Or opted not to. It's unclear. But it's a very niche line.
I definitely think a +1/+1 counter on my creature is worth paying 2 life for in this matchup.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. You also...
In which case, no.
Plus, there's like some cards that can only deal 2 damage, right? You get it off of the... off of the reach of cards like Fire Ice or Stomp, which are probably in the deck.
Here's an interesting thing you have to decide this turn. You can kill the Dark Faden, which makes your Copter and possibly other artifacts noticeably better. You can also choose to get in, so you can grow your Knight. Those are really your 2 options. You can do both if you want to pump your Knight, but then you don't get to play your Copter this turn. So it's really,
I think
you probably kill the Dark Faden. I think that's worth it. You can also just straight up get in for 8 and just go burr.
I think it's worth doing like killing the Dark Faden, dealing for damage to the player, and just not playing the Copter. I think that's how I would have done it.
Yeah, I think I'm pro not playing the Copter here, but I'm unsure if I want to go face for all of it, or if I want to kill the Dark Faden. And I think with how much selection Dark Faden gives, I think it's fine to kill it. But I do have so much damage next turn either way.
Yeah, the Colossus represents.
Yeah, exactly.
Crap load of damage.
Yeah, and just seeing this Nasset here is actually really bad for UnusualThunder. How much damage? If there's an untapped land, how much damage are we looking at? We're looking at 7. Sorry, 6. 10.
Is that Gorkland Rampager?
An untapped land is I think this is lethal.
Yeah, I think so too.
This is lethal. Yeah, this is just lethal. You equip the Copter with your Knight, and you swing in with everything. And when they try to cast something, there is a chance, if we kill the Felgenrath Gorger here, actually, before attacking, we don't die. And you're dead now. You don't let them attack, actually. There's no way you don't go face here. Nasset is not anywhere near potent enough. Yeah, sure, you get to loot, but you don't get to kill Nasset this turn. And next turn, your opponent should be dead.
Yeah, your opponent should not have a next turn to do nurse and stuff.
Look, if your opponent had a sweeper, they had it this turn probably. Or they really just dig for it with Nasset, and you saw them not find it. Because they do reveal it. Which means they have to find a sweeper next turn. And you know what? That's just how it is.
They can't find it if they're dead.
They can't find it if they're dead, exactly. So I don't see any reason to not just go face here. And I would just preemptively play not the Blood Rush here, but I'd play the Colossus here. Because that plays around bolt effects better.
Yeah. Okay, well,
but I can definitely see not playing the Gorkland in case they want to try and kill your creature.
I mean, you're slamming, you're casting your pump spells on your 3 toughness creatures, I'm guessing,
right? It doesn't really matter. Unless you
want
to play
it
around,
matters because
I think the correct choice is to actually pump something that goes out of bolt range.
Yeah, like the thing is that a bolt still kills your Falconrath Gorger after you've cast Colossus.
And now this is just exactly game.
Yeah.
Because this is 5, this is 7, this is +8, that is 15. That is more than lethal. That is game.
I think that Xanthi just went to read all the quotes.
Yeah.
And
I think I'm doing quote statistics, like seeing various things about quotes that are interesting.
Yeah.
Like I think who has the most quotes? Do you know this?
Is it loading?
Loading does not.
Loading doesn't actually have that many.
Loading has like 4, I think.
Yeah. Loading is very efficient. He's not on the screen a whole lot, but when he is...
I agree. Looking at hand here, Blahguy doesn't actually have a 1-drop. Outside of that is a pretty reasonable hand. But it's definitely a bit slow, especially on the play.
Loading has 3 quotes.
Does have all colors, yes, correct. This is another hand well, you have to keep this and put Arctrain on the bottom. The prior hand was definitely better. And it's a great hand for Thunder. Like, this is a turn 1 Ancestral, turn 2 counter, or something like that. Negate is awkward, the Prime is awkward, but they're fine enough. They'll do. And you have a Bolt to answer something. I don't like this hand. No, I can't blame you. This is a hand where I just go turn 1 Red Source Bolt. Ooh, Price is pretty good here. That is actually, yeah, no, I'm
Basic
100%,
mountain here.
yeah, I'm 100% getting a basic mountain here and just saying Chain Lightning to the. Because I'm going all in on these haste threats, and I just want to put. No, choosing not to. Like, this is a matchup where you really don't want to, like, get the chance to, like, just double red, yeah. Like, that is probably about the worst that you can have happen. If they get to, like, trade creature when you want to deal them free. That's really awkward. And plus, you have a hand with Prize of Progress, so you want to punish people. Like, UnusualThunder is going to win the long game. Sure, you can save it for the point where you're, like, killing someone immediately. But, like, oh, this is an interesting choice. Choosing to use the Deprime here instead of the Miscalculation. I don't like that. I would have loved to play the Miscalculation instead here. Because if I draw land here, I want to have 3 mana. I want to hold up Bolt and a Counter Spell. I want to try and build towards this Jace. If I can. Yeah. Are we gonna see? Oh wait, what? No, I don't understand this line I'm playing. I have no idea what's going on. Someone's gonna have to explain this to me because I'm not seeing it.
Yeah. I would have
You play
assumed
this
you would have
creature now. Like, you're not holding up anything really. Prize of Progress is deal 2. Why wouldn't you play a 3/2 haste? That at least puts pressure on the board.
And why didn't you just Chain Lightning here either?
Yeah, like, if that's the line you're going for, then that means you're want to be Chain Lightning.
Are you really pricing here to deal yourself 4 and them 2?
What?
I don't know, God.
Was
I
that
don't
the
know.
line of thought that you wanted to grow it? I guess. Regisaur, yeah.
I mean, you play Regisaur here and you say go. No, you don't even. You play the stupid 3/3 with haste.
Yeah, and you tag and you kill
lightning
the
here.
thing.
Yeah, you kill the thing in there. And then you play Regisaur next turn.
Yeah, agreed. I have not liked how Blahguy has played this one. I do like mostly how Thunder has. The one thing I dislike was the Deprive play. But outside of that, I've liked every choice from them so far. Not that exactly was a ton of complicated ones, but nonetheless.
We're gonna draw cards here, so they're probably not gonna be stuck on lands anymore.
Oh, it's this turn. I thought it was next turn actually. Jesus. Yeah, no, that was really good. Yeah, just
So
play
we
like a
see
mountain here.
Mountain get played here. Although it doesn't really even matter if you play Mountain first. Oh, were we just gonna
What's the
Bolt
rightmost card? Do we
there?
know that? It's
Hold
blocked.
up, Mist Cow. This is fine. Drawing a land here would be very.
We do
What
have
is this?
we have 4 lands already, so we can already play the Jace. That is a wood footage.
No, I mean for a Blahguy here, if you drew a land this turn, then that would have been very important because then the Vegasaur doesn't get tagged by the miscalc.
I'm not even sure I'm miscalculating. I might just remand it. Yeah. Honestly, like remanding here.
No, I like miscalc because remand they just play it next turn and get a chance to play a land.
Yeah, I mean,
In general,
true.
If I have a chance to successfully miscalc anything, I'm gonna be hard pressed not to take it.
Yeah, so I think you just want the Jace down now. Like, yeah, it does risk the Jace, but I think you just have to risk that
You just play
at some
Jace.
point. And it's like they have to have something immediately.
I don't like the balance there. I liked.
Yeah.
Although a braid is the most awkward draw. Okay, feel bad with your decisions.
Pretty much. So do we brainstorm here or do we plus? We
brainstorm.
Yeah.
We don't.
I think I would have brainstormed the first turn.
Oh yeah, we get rid of.
Yeah, I would have brainstormed the first one as well.
And the mountain, I presume, as well. What? Why would you not get rid of the Blood Moon? Like, you just got the deck gave you a chance to get rid of your Blood Moon. You take it.
Yeah, unless you were casting the Blood Moon this turn, which I don't think is correct, you should have just discarded them.
Yeah, agree.
You put it back in mud.
Yeah, plus it's not like you can shuffle the deck, right? It's still gonna be there.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but you just Sylvan, you just Seer Vision to scry it to the bottom.
Oh, I guess. I mean, Blood Moon has an effect, though, right? It screws Blahguy out of green mana. That counts for something.
I don't actually.
Yeah, that's why you should have either played it or put it back this turn. I don't think there's another.
What do you think about that removal play there?
I think it's fine. You need to kill the. You need to do something so your Jace doesn't die.
Might we just start plusing Jace here just to start winning the game slowly?
I think you have all the time in the board for that.
Please put something away that you're gonna please get rid of the Blood Moon already.
I mean, to be fair, now you're not you're putting it away, but you're drawing it next to it. It doesn't matter.
No, because if you're impulsing, you get rid of it.
Oh, that's fair.
They
did put a land away.
But you already know what the other guy is, no matter what. That's a price you have to pay regardless. Like, I'd rather have that be a basic anything, literally any land.
I think I don't hate Blood Moon as much as you hear. Like, it still has an effect. It's pretty substantial.
It does. It stops green mana currently, correct.
But it has an effect, but you need to play it. If you're never going to play it, then it doesn't.
It also stops anything that costs double black, right? Like, that also.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of just like the idea of just Jace plussing here, especially now that you have Deck Faden to cycle cards through.
Well,
yes, thank you. I do like this.
There's also an argument that Jace right now is like it was, if your opponent throws like a stomp, you're sad, and now you're no longer sad. Here? I might steal.
I guess now we can leave them with a red card, a green card on top, so that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah,
that's
I might steal like.
Yeah, that's fine too. That's a fine reasoning too. Now every green card.
Who won game one?
Blahguy dead.
Blahguy. Thank you.
Yeah, so we're gonna go to game 3.
Yep. I mean, you're not really winning regardless, JP. That's the thing. Game's under lock. There's a Jace. There's a Blood Moon. We might as well call it.
I mean, the outs to a Blood Moon is not a forest. The outs to a Blood Moon is you draw like Lightning Skelementor or something that doesn't.
I mean, I think that the out is just that your deck just feeds you an endless trade of red and black cards. That's just you just draw mono red and black cards for the rest of the game.
Yeah, and Jace has to keep putting bad cards on the bottom and not find good cards on top.
Yeah. Note that the Blood Moon also takes one of the best counterplays to Jace's ability, which is fetch lands, and just
you can't
denies that.
That's a Blood Moon, my friend.
So here's a question: who do you think has the most quotes in the quotes tab?
Me. Not true.
I think it's Lowman. It's almost certainly Lowman.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Lowman as well.
Lowman is tied for the most.
Does Red Mage have a ton?
Red Mage is not.
Yeah, I only have like a few.
Is it actually me?
Gosman and Lowman are tied. Now, do you know the number?
I figured I had like second most, honestly, just after Lowman. But you said tied, I was like, no, I don't have that many, do I? I have a good deal.
You both have 6 quotes.
Yeah, and I've also been mentioned in a couple of quotes, if that counts.
Oh yeah, there's this quote where Red Mage is like, Gosmit is louder than... I think Gosmit is louder than Gosmit.
Gosmit is so powerful, he breaks reality.
Marco has the next highest amount of quotes. Marco has 4.5 quotes.
How do you have a half quote?
We have a shared one between Tim and I,
Ian,
which is
me and Marco
the one where we were discussing about the fact that Terles Traher is a 4-drop that's also a 3-drop, but it's a 3-drop that even when it's a 4-drop, it's actually a 3-drop.
The quote was, Tireless Tracker is a 3-drop. That's better when it's a 4-drop. But it's a 4-drop that even when it's a 4-drop, it's still a 3-drop. I have 1.5 quotes. My quotes are lacking.
Look, I'm just saying, Gosman louder than Gosman. Yeah, that's completely true. I break reality every day on the regular.
Here's this cryptic comment on a Curd ape. It cannot feel great.
Look, I'd be remanding it, not because it's good.
Another quote that we have
get rid of the
is, "Oh no, ... Gosmid is typing bad puns in chat, ...
No.
I think my favorite is still when Loading was saying, I don't think that JP is free to ooze recklessly here, which is an incredible quote.
Yeah, the ooze is a growing problem in society. It's such a good quote.
Scavenging is a growing problem in today's society.
Yeah. So not so much to return to this match, because this match has been over for a long time. Like, Blahguy played questionably, and then I think even if Blahguy played a tad bit better in the early rounds, this was still
UnusualThunder won this game like 10 minutes ago. It's just a matter of
actually
ending
we
it.
could continue to talk about this game, but it's like, oh look, UnusualThunder's countering Curd ape.
What I'm trying to get at here, like, you keep interrupting me. What I'm trying to say is, next game.
But that's the whole point, is to interrupt you. You may go now, Gospel.
Man, and I thought interrupts were checking out of the game. No, no. I thought there was only instants left. But alas, you have proven them wrong. As you have counted my love.
Blahguy no longer has a hand, no longer has a library.
No longer has
I'm also just going to point out that UnusualThunder has an ancestral library that it's going to kill Blahguy with.
Look,
unnecessary, but appreciated. No, it doesn't work.
Although you did it on
Failed.
You could have done it. Could have had it.
Failed BM.
Oh, can't even BM them.
You could have had it.
Oh.
You could have killed them with the recall, but you would have to have casted in upkeep.
Yeah, you casted.
So if you were hell-bent on doing that, that's when we cast the recall.
Ah, yes, indeed, hell-bent on doing that.
Hey.
This is the appropriate point to time to use your cosmic commands, by the way.
This hand is garbage from UnusualThunder.
Oh, we don't have a cosmic command. Oh. We need one.
This hand is so bad from Unusual. I don't know if I would have kept this. I understand it was a multi 6.
Yeah, like, this is I have to do traction probe into something on tap. Oh no.
No, this is not good.
Oh no. Like, the only thing that's saving you is the fact that Blahguy has fucking... Nope, no, mind you're dead.
No, you just played Dark Confidant this turn. Like,
yeah, but like, otherwise you'd have to have a land that fucking bounce itself to hand, and I'm like, ugh.
I don't care. I'm playing a Dark Confidant. They're not going to be able to touch this thing for 80 billion.
Well, you don't know that. But yeah, you're playing Dark Confidant. That's not even a question.
How do you not play Dark Confidant?
I was just like looking at this underscore paradise and just.
No, I get it if you have if that's your only land that casts it, but you drew your marsh flats. How now are you?
I know I'm literally saying you cast Dark Confidant. I'm just saying fucking underscore paradise.
No, I'm not talking about what you're saying. I'm like, Blahguy's taking a minute to decide.
Hell.
Okay, marsh flats was played. Thank you. My only point was Blahguy was taking like a minute to decide here to play the Dark.
It is indeed a tough decision. Do I play the
Dark Confidant? Fall from favor here being absolute garbage.
No, it's a great card. It does everything here. Like,
oh, we drew a magmatic sync. Card's very good right now.
No, In
See, here's the thing. You use it on Dark Confidence, so Dark Confidence draws them even more cards effectively.
Dark Confident, hit a cleave, to which Blahguy just wrote, "Ow."
Oh no! Look at the hand! Look at the hand!
You also now have just shown that you have a clean hand.
Okay, can I just explain the curve? You play the Raptor this turn, next turn you play the land, you attack for everything, trigger on the stack, you cast first Cleave, and then you cast Colossal Might. Oh no, that's 1 mana too little. That's 1 mana too little. Dang it! Dang it! Dang it!
You just play the 3/1 here and attack for 1, 2, 3, 4,
That
5,
feels
6,
wrong
7,
though, because
8.
it's just 3/1 that dies.
But you play the 3/1 and then you attack with 8, and then you just unearth it, and then you kill them next. Because unearth is not a casting. It's just a
like the elemental is perfectly fine to discard. The land kind of like But the pump spells are the ones you don't want to be discarding.
But no, my point is they're just
even cast a red spell. Oh,
my point is
no.
they didn't have any red mana, and they started off with 2 tap lands. Like I'm expecting them to have counter spells at this point.
No, this is no.
And they're just dead in 2 turns if I play
I
the
agree.
3/1.
Like you're so far behind. I'm not seeing you need to draw red swords sweep. No, that doesn't do it because you die to everything else.
Yeah, I think you just play the 3/1 here, because it's still lethal this turn. You play the 3/1, they counter it, you unearth it, you attack with it.
I have a different question.
Still?
Do you think it's reasonable for UnusualThunder to keep a hand that didn't have red mana?
Combat trick in response, you can even do that. Andrew's Ravager, I believe, is it on? Oh fuck! Is Andrew's Ravager's trigger on attack or deal damage? Is attack, right?
Attack.
Yeah, so it is a bit of a downside, admittedly.
I mean,
but no, I agree. I do like playing that, swinging in, trigger on a stack, cast my combat trick. Probably if it gets to.
Why are you casting the combat trick?
Well, I mean,
you have lethal through counter spells.
Yeah. Look, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying with the trigger from the. I guess you could also just let the trigger resolve. I'm saying cast the elemental first. Agreed. We agree to that point, and then you attack, then triggers on the stack, and then you have to consider it depending on how your opponent's played. If they didn't counter the elemental, if they do, you just cast it again. I agree. Now, as it turns out, this is also going to be lethal, but.
Right, now just play a 3/1.
There was a sweet line where you go element. I mean, you can't do it through counterspell, but it was kind of funny. You could have gone elemental attack with everything. Here's my 2 mana cleave, and then your opponent is like, "Oh, I am sad now."
But return itself to hand, by the way. When does Paradise return itself to hand?
End of turn.
Okay, good. Because then I'm not scared of doing this. Blahguy, please don't be greedy. You're playing Aggro.
Blahguy's trying to understand if they have a 1 mana removal spell, but even if they do, I don't care.
Yeah, they take 8. Net free. You have cards.
Oh wow!
So to answer your question, Marco, I do think it's reasonable to keep a hand without red mana. I don't think it was reasonable to keep this hand though.
Yeah, if you have thunders and such, yeah, sure, we can.
You didn't do anything. You didn't have any cantrips to look at card selection, and your lands all came intact, and you were super.
Wait, why does Wheeler have 2 greedy modes? Effectively.
Maybe they're not both Wheeler. No, they're definitely both Wheeler. Well, the amount of greed was too much for a single emote.
Going with Smoker's Capture, it seems. That's the decision.
Undiscovered Captain.
Is that your final answer?
Undiscovered. I will say this much. Undiscovered.
So much worse.
Undiscovered Paradise is weird. Undiscovered Paradise returns to your hand during your next untap step as you untap your permanents.
It's weird.
It is not even a trigger.
Is this
line of play is just to Cryptic here and then actually not be dead somehow because of
Cryptic? No, Cryptic doesn't. Cryptic does work actually. Yeah, I had 6 different ways to get me last turn.
Oh yeah, actually, if you're smart, and you play the Wasteland first, Cryptic doesn't actually win here.
To be fair,
if you think it's the. Yeah.
Does it actually? No, it might still. Yeah, because we don't have.
No, because Cryptic doesn't work because if you Wasteland here,
they float blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you get to play
It's still
something.
correct, it's still correct. That said,
like the thing is that you can just pass priority, and then they have to Cryptic, and then you are still in your main phase. At which point you can just play your Gruul Spellbreaker without haste, with haste, and just kill them.
Yeah, or you just like unearth your thing or something like it's.
How?
Anything. So you pass here. You don't even crew. You just
pass priority.
And they have to Cryptic. If you don't Cryptic, you lose.
Yeah,
so
because
you have to Cryptic here.
True. Yeah, no, I see what you mean.
Because if they pass priority, they'll go to the next phase and the mana will clear. But because they have to Cryptic in their main phase, now you can take another game action in your main phase.
Correct. If they choose to Cryptic, yeah, correct. You're right.
Yeah, which they have to, otherwise they lose.
And yeah, you just play the
You either play Gruul Spellbreaker or Unearth Your Idiot. Either one works.
Yep.
Yeah, so crewing Copter doesn't work, JP, because either your Copter is a creature, and then it gets tapped down, or it's not, and then all of the other creatures are too tapped to crew it. But you have the other options that we have been discussing.
Yeah, you can also just play Reckless Calculator and actually attack with 2 creatures even.
The trick I always use with Cryptic Command is I have an Aether Vial 3, and then my opponent casts Cryptic Command, and then I say okay, and then I put in my Mantis.
Yeah. So, do we have any other games currently going?
No, I think it was the last one.
Wow, actually.
So, before we continue, I have one more important question. With Blahguy entering the quotes, how many people do you think have a quote in the quotes now?
7.
I was going to say 6 or 7. Yeah, 6. I'm going to go with them.
There's 9 people.
Oh, boy, that's a lot more than I thought.
Can you name all 9?
So me, you, Gosmith, Lowman, Loading.
Gosmith,
Loading. 5.
Santi.
That's 4, sorry.
Wolfgang Cloud has a quote.
Wolfgang Cloud does have one, correct.
That's 5.
JP has a quote, I think?
Luca has one.
Luca definitely has a quote.
Wait,
Luca has like 1 or 2 quotes.
Oh, well, shit.
I thought JP had a quote.
JP has a singular quote.
So
they have a decent amount
8.
of things.
That's 9.
Oh, did they not count Lowman? Oh, yeah, I didn't count Lowman. Yeah, that's 9.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's it for tonight. I think it's a tournament.
It's just a quote where where you're calling yourself dumb. I mean,
congratulations for Xanti/Lowman for going 3-0 before something had to happen.
I guess 3-1 in this case.
It was 3-0 and then they left, and then 3-1 afterwards.
Well, yeah, in Lowman's
congrats
case,
I think what was the end standings?
Let's see here. We have the 2 3-1s, technically, if you count Lowman as 3-1, would be Evios, Santi, Lowman, and Blahguy.
So
Santi got
Evios and Blahguy both went 3-1 as well.
Yep.
So Evios went 3-1 as well. So
correct.
3 3-1s, and then congrats, thank you everyone else for playing. Happy Easter for those celebrating Easter.
Yeah.
Happy eating bread for all the Jews out there.
Happy Sunday for those of you who it is like late evening for, I suppose, and soon for those who it is.
For end of things announcement, Discord. We have a Discord. It's great. You can type !Discord to go there. If you want to just chat with people, learn about the format, see what people need help with the deck, interested in seeing other people's deck, just want to hang out in general. Highlander Discord's a great place. This is also where we run our tournaments off of, so it's important if you want to join our tournament that you join the Discord. Website gets you to our website, which hosts a number of things, including information about our hosts and previous hosts, information about past results, past seasons, and some rules information if you're curious about that. If you're interested in the events, you should check that out. Next event gets you to the next event, which will be next weekend, which will be our 10th and final week. And then finally, Twitch. If you have a Twitch Prime or Twitch Gaming, it should go to someone. We would greatly appreciate it if it came to us. But if it doesn't, we understand. But make sure it goes to someone. They need the money a lot more than Amazon. With that said, if you want a good quote, just type ! Quote, and you get something like, "You can play cats. Sometimes you draw your Moxen and just murder people." From Lowman.
And just one last little comment here. Like I did mention at the beginning of stream, we don't have 100% all of the details, like time and such, in place quite yet. We will make an announcement when that is ready this week, before Wednesday, presumably, about the maybe not before Wednesday. I'm not going to promise that too much. Before Sunday, I'll say, about the special qualifier, the second one for the season that will give you a free entry to the season finale alongside Bailite, who won the first one. So that will be available for, I suppose, everyone. I'm not sure if Bailite's allowed to enter. I suppose he might, but he's just not going to get anything out of it.
I'm not.
He's gonna stop someone.
I'm not going to like.
Someone has to stop
Bailite from entering, but we're talking.
He's too powerful. He's gaining too much life. He's grinding too much value out of his graveyard.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna think about it. Like, because there is an argument that they're like, okay, maybe Bailite we let Bailite enter, and if he makes the finals, the invite goes to whichever the other person is. Yeah. But then that kind of screws over the person that was in the finals in the first event, right? Because they were in the finals with Bailite that would qualify eventually, and they didn't get an invite out of it. So maybe we just say that Bailite can't enter, we'll see.
We'll discuss it and come out with more details before next tournament.
Yeah. With that said, let's go hang out with the engineering, and I will talk to you next.
Actually, 1 second.
Yes, sir.
Let me check something. Nothing.
Okay.
I was here too.
I will talk to you all next week. We will see you then. Bye.
Bye.